changing, though I can never go back to the condition I was in. No, no, no. Lost in shadows, cut off by towers, left in the dark. Hey, hey. Yeah, I was wounded by arrows, shot down to try to keep us where we are. Yeah, 'cause you can get used to living on the edge of death when you've been there for a while. But when I found your love, I wasn't scared to die. Now you're bringing me back to life. Back to life. You're bringing me back, bringing me back to life. All this time I wasted, kept thinking I was almost dead, but now I'm breathing. Hey. Yeah. All this time I wasted. All this time I wasted. But you said I'll replace it. Yeah, I'll replace it. I'll replace every bit of it. You breathe on me. Yeah, you breathe on me. Yeah, and I never knew a sound could be so clear. I never knew my wounds would fully heal. I never knew how much I could really feel. I never knew that words could mean so much. I never knew the power of your touch. I never knew, no, never knew, no, no, never knew. Oh, yeah,
Yes, we are live. What's up, everybody? We're in here in the building. It is July 6, 2021. This is episode 115 of the Young Lion podcast, and you're watching Young Lion TV.
Young lion, everywhere I look, they dying. Everywhere I look, they dying. Young lion, everywhere I look, they dying. Everywhere I look, they dying. Young lion, won't you get up and stop fighting? Everywhere I look, they're hiding.
Yes, sir. There Here we go. We're back. Yeah. Shout out to everybody who's joined us already. Please, guys, hit that share button, hit that like button, hit the notification button if you're on YouTube right now. Shout out to all the people on Twitch. We're streaming there as well. So Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. And don't forget, go to Jatan.com for music and merch, and also patreon.com/youngliontv if you want to become a member on there. I got Moan with me.
What up?
Rocking the USA jersey, being very patriotic on this post-Independence Day podcast. We got Stan rocking the Jatan shirt.
Oh, yeah.
And Jake rocking the sad Barcelona shirt.
España
Spain shirt.
Not a Barcelona.
You see two Jatan shirts?
Yes. You see how that works?
Two soccer
you see how
jerseys.
that works? It's
Yeah,
all right.
yeah, they lost today, but they played good.
Spain lost.
Played good. They just
You
couldn't
forgot
score.
about little bro.
No, I'm not done yet.
Oh, okay.
Jake
My
was
bad, my
giving
bad.
it. I was just going to, let Jake explain what did Spain lose, because
I'm not
most
important.
people in this country don't watch soccer.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's growing.
yeah, it's definitely getting bigger. But the Euro Cups, right? That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Euro.
Which is a competition played in Europe. So that's why no one cares about
Only,
it.
only European teams are allowed.
But they're the
so,
best teams. in
so
the
is it
world a lot of
racist?
times.
Yeah. So that's why people care.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're watching the best of the best.
Is it a racist
competing.
competition? 'Cause
Are we really even?
I'm just saying.
I mean, everything is, so.
Yes.
Even you talking is racist.
Right. Exactly.
It's the nations, right?
Because I am.
It is about-
I am Asian. I am white.
You are
now.
white adjacent.
Yeah, that's
White
right.
adjacent.
You're actually just white now. Depending. Well, I think it
They
depends.
got rid of it.
I
Wait.
think- I think
It has to depend on what type of Asian.
So-
we're pretty on the black
No,
side.
it does. It doesn't.
No.
Because it's just a blank statement Asian.
All right.
You know what I mean? Which is funny because Jamie's whiter than you.
You're right. I think it's about the convenience to the argument.
Right.
So what about
So-
Indians? Indians that are dark as heck.
This is what I'm saying. So
That's the
it's
point.
about what part of the argument are you trying to win. So if it's like, minorities are, black and brown people and minorities, non-whites are typically this, and you put them in an economic status, or like they do this in school because the education system is biased. Well, Asians don't make that argument convenient for them, so then they call you, well, you're not technically, you're white. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if Asians are getting attacked in the streets, then
Yeah,
they
stop
are lumped
Asian,
in
yeah.
with the black and brown.
Stop Asian hate.
Yeah.
So basically, don't play that game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what we're pointing out, the hypocrisy of it. And of course, we got to give a shout out to John, who has been consistent with rocking it over there on the production tip with the Eagles jersey. The Carson Wentz, is that a Wentz?
No, that's a number 9.
Oh,
Nick
number
Foles.
9, Nicky.
That's the old school Nick
Big
Foles.
Nick.
Big Nick Foles. Where is Nick Foles?
Don't say the other. Don't do it.
The full name.
Yeah.
Where is Nick Foles now? Retired?
Nick Foles.
Jaguars?
Is he still in the Bears?
I don't know.
I don't even know, bro. Like, to be honest, I
really don't
I
know.
know nothing about the draft. What happened?
Yeah.
You haven't been paying attention?
No, I
I
have
can't
not.
believe
Nothing.
Simone and Stan have not been paying attention to football.
Nothing.
I don't know.
He's still in the Bears.
The NFL got a lot of BS rules right now.
Yeah, especially the way they're treating the
players.
non-vaccinated players. It's like they're being oppressed.
Treating them like second-class citizens.
They
huh?
are. They
Yeah.
are.
Indentured servants.
Yeah. I mean, you heard the thing about Fauci saying that, we're going to split into two Americas, the vaccinated and the unvaccinated. It's like this, try to turn it into like this caste system, right? It's like you're the other.
That's what happens. That's the slow. We were talking about that last week, with North Korea, right?
Yeah.
How it went from like everybody's equal to like 50 different.
50 different. Yeah,
Classes.
because
Classes
the
and-
idea of communism is to put everybody at an even playing field, but it never works out that way.
No.
It never does.
It always becomes
They
this
always
tiered
got
system.
something. Yeah.
How can you realistically do that?
Communism is like the unforgiveness, like the no forgiveness system. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like
Right.
yeah, we don't have forgiveness over here. And that just shows you, like,
Yeah.
once you've done something or your family's done something, you are forever marked.
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy. When she was talking
Yeah.
about that, how like they will 3 generations. Her mom had to teach her like constantly that if you do something, if you say something wrong when you go to school, it'll mess us up for 3 generations. You know?
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. That's some kind of fear to live under.
Yeah, because they kill your grandparents, they kill your parents, they kill you.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, and you talk about white adjacent, like she was talking about how guilty by association. So like, even if you're a neighbor or you knew someone who did something, who disaffected or something like that, you're connected. now.
Yeah.
And they can charge you with crimes just for knowing them.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Which just brings us back to Independence Day.
Right.
4th of July that just passed.
4th of July. Yep.
Yeah, I think I'm just saying it because
Real quick before you get into
Yeah.
that, let me just give the chat some love.
Okay.
Lena said, "Hey, loves." She said, "Miss you guys. You should come back to my town soon." Yeah, we should. Hopefully, let's do some shows. We got some shows coming up. Hopefully, we can get some more stuff going, and we can have everybody come out and come to a show. Mom said hi, everyone, and Emma said greetings, guys.
What up?
What's up, Emma?
Hi, Mom.
what's up, everybody?
Emma, long time young lion. Also, we missed you at soccer. You missed, man. We played soccer all weekend because of the holiday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Some good games, man. But yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat. Also, don't forget, guys, share the video. Hit the like button. Share it,
Yes.
please, please, please. The algorithm does not like us, so we're gonna just
We don't talk about what they like.
Yeah.
We already talked about vaccines.
we say they always say like the words you're not supposed to say if you want to have a successful channel,
Yep.
and we don't. We just
Vaccine. Oh,
Yeah, right.
you're done.
Yeah. You mentioned North Korea. Oh no. Oh, you mentioned. Yeah.
Oh, you doing China? We gonna delete
right,
you.
right. Exactly. But Independence Day. What were you about to say?
No, I was just gonna say, we celebrate it and it becomes just like barbecues and fireworks. But it's important to honor, what it's about. Independence.
Well, that's under attack too now. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because
That's my
I was
point. Like,
looking. Of course, I'm on Twitter
Yeah.
just to see the trolls. Like sometimes it's like watching a car crash, and there's so many tweets and articles and videos of people just like going on these rants about America and how terrible of a place it is, and how Independence Day is a joke. You know what I mean? And it's just
What's the one that went viral? The senator. She said that
yeah.
it was
Maxine Waters.
no, it was Grace. Yeah.
You know the one I'm talking about.
She probably told her to tweet it. She said that it's only free for the white man.
yeah, yep.
Meanwhile, she got elected, and getting paid to be a senator and
Yeah.
write laws or at least bring laws to the forefront to
Right.
Yeah.
Isn't she a white man? By today's standards, I
No,
guess.
it was a black woman. What was her name? I can't even think of it, but one of the people in Congress.
yeah. If we
Congress
I
or
don't.
Senate?
Isn't the Senate part of Congress?
It's part of the House of Representatives.
No, there's the House,
House
and
and
the
then the
Senate.
Senate.
They're both a part of Congress.
You probably can find
You're
it,
right.
but I don't even feel.
You're right. You're right. I got him back.
Yeah.
I don't even feel like it.
I know. I think I know.
Yeah,
you're talking
Congress
about
is-
that.
Yeah, Congress is the body.
It's within the House, like it's in the same building.
Yeah, they're in the
yeah.
same
Yeah.
same
The
building.
same Capitol.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like these people really do not know what oppression really is. So, like, I didn't see it because I was like, I saw the tail end of what it was, stories from my mom. But y'all don't know what oppression really is when you're starving, and you're risking your life to
Every day.
just like that girl.
Yeah.
Every day to steal rice from right underneath the guard or go into a cornfield.
Yep.
But
you don't know
she
what.
said it though. She said that it doesn't change the fact that what they feeling is real to them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that their feeling is real.
So,
But
that's,
Because it's perspective, right?
Yeah.
Perspective is where you're standing. So if your whole life, if you're like, a spoiled kid. If your whole life you get everything you want, no one ever tells you no. The first time you hear no, you have a fit.
Yeah, that's anxiety. Like anxiety is not being able to cope with things.
Right.
And so that stress is real, even though it's not stressful to somebody else. It's stressful to them.
Right.
And that's where we got to kind of have sympathy we got to have sympathy
We do.
for them.
We got to have grace.
And,
yeah.
And know, like, okay, what you're feeling is real. Because it's like facts don't, what is it?
Facts don't care.
Facts
about
over
it.
truth.
Facts don't care about your feelings.
Yeah.
Which is like,
We believe facts over
it's true, but,
facts.
but like, that's not love.
Right,
you know?
right. And we don't operate that way as human beings. Like
Right.
that's just ridiculous.
Right.
You know what I
like
mean?
you gotta like engage people. Like,
Right.
well, why do you feel that way? And then you conversate, and then
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
but
Emma watching, he has some stories of why people. He always talks about like how people here complain for no reason. You know?
yeah. But I was gonna say like people don't even want to have dialogue anymore.
Yeah, they don't want to talk.
They want to hear the other side.
Yep.
Like their side is right.
Yeah. But that's just
It's-
because they're conditioned that way.
Yo, Jake, throw me that right there on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta hear Emma's. He has some stories.
Mom is in the chat talking about where's my stinking T-shirt.
Oh,
Here,
yeah.
Mom, your T-shirt is
So
right
I walk in.
Okay.
All three brothers are mad at each other.
I wasn't mad. I wasn't mad.
We're blaming
Jake and John were trying to figure out whose fault it was.
this person's fault. This person's
I'm not
fault.
trying to figure out whose fault it was. I'm just saying, why am I
It
in
was
the
funny.
conversation?
Really?
Yeah.
So anyway,
Because I tried to
let's
dead it
move
that
on.
night.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's all good.
Brother James.
Brother
in the building.
James.
We're live right now, so
Independence.
Get
Day.
on in here.
Yes.
yeah.
And I just watched The Patriot on the plane, the last trip we took.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Great movie, yo.
Yeah, it is.
You guys never watched The Patriot? One of my favorite movies.
Get it before they
Mel
wipe
Gibson.
it off.
There's some interesting things about.
All right. That movie's gonna be canceled.
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah,
canceled
because it's
soon.
Mel.
There's some
Mel
interesting
Gibson.
things about. What's up, James?
What's going on, guys?
You know.
July. Did you know that July is named after Julius Caesar?
Yes, I did know that.
Okay.
Because I researched the whole calendar.
All right. So I thought that
August.
was interesting because what did he want to do? He wanted to make Rome a republic again,
Right.
right? And they killed him because of it.
Yeah.
Right. The elites
Mhm.
killed him because of it.
Right.
He wanted to give it back to the people.
Back to the
right?
people. Yeah.
and become a republic, and that's what the whole we're a democratic republic, which has to do with it's for the people, but you have representation, and so it's interesting that the 4th of July, the whole thing, and then the Gladiator is kind of along
Yeah,
those lines
right,
too,
Right. Marcus Aurelius.
Yeah.
He wanted to make Rome a republic.
Yeah.
You knew Marcus Aurelius.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
not say I knew him.
But
Yeah.
but it's about the elites wanted to control it, so that's why they killed him.
Yeah.
And July was in honor of Julius Caesar.
Yeah.
The
The history of Rome is interesting, man.
It is.
Like if people really go back and research that, and
Yeah.
Constantine, how he set up like a separate Rome in Constantinople
Yeah.
that was like all the way in Asia. Like it was like
Asia Minor.
Asia Minor, yeah. But it was like
Istanbul.
yeah. But it was like it ended up being bigger than Rome at that time because he let Rome kind of like go to hell a little bit. And it was like, well, we
Playing
gonna
the
move.
sandbox?
They was playing in the sandbox. So he's like, we're gonna set up a whole nother Rome in Asia, and that was a major port there.
Right.
But anyway,
Corrupt politicians.
yep,
You know.
But I was thinking about the 4th of July.
Yeah.
And, biblically, the number 4 is the Dalet, and it represents like the open door, which is cool. Jesus said, like when you look at Revelations, the Church of Philadelphia, he's talking to the Church of Philadelphia, which means brotherly love, which is interesting because I think that's the key. Like right now is learning how to not get caught up in the friction with people,
Yeah.
and have a brotherly love for one another.
Yep.
You know, it's
That's
funny
really
how
very hard to do right nowadays because everything is being stoked so much into, you know, this is what divides us. Focus on it. Focus on it. You know what I mean?
these fires.
Yeah.
But the fires are good because it can teach you how to trust God, you know.
Yeah.
But the fire, you know, the fourth man came in the fire, Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. I know some people know that story. But that's when Jesus showed up. He only shows up in the fire when you're trusting him. You know, that's and with God, it's always about like you get an understanding of him, but then you gotta be tested in it.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of people like we give up.
Yeah.
You know, and we're like, well, why am I going through this? What's going on? No, you're just being tested. You know, so you can learn how to trust God, and then he shows up, and you know that door is open. So Church of Philadelphia says, you know, that because they held on or they held on to what they had, they kept his commandments. It says, I'll open a door that no man can shut.
Right.
You know, I'll keep that door open for you. Because it's like you feel like it's closed.
Right.
You know, I was talking about like when you're in the water, you know, I was talking about my kids being in the water and I'm right there. But when I let go of them and they're learning how to swim, I take my hand, they panic and they're trying to like grasp onto something because they can't feel the ground, right? But when they learn to trust, eventually they get that swimming down.
Right.
They're not grabbing.
Because swimming is mostly fear of drowning.
Yeah.
Like not being able to swim.
Right.
Because your body floats. You're buoyant. You know what I mean? But it's that panic that sends people into like that's what makes you sink.
That's Revelation 8, if anybody's wondering.
Okay, yeah.
What is?
Or,
what?
No,
Revelation 3, verse 8, sorry.
Yeah, so, and then that's also, that's taken from Isaiah 22:22, which is 4 and 4, 8, which is interesting.
Right.
3, 8, and then 4, 4, 8.
It's the Matrix.
22:22.
Them numbers.
So again, it points to, you know,
Yeah.
the Bible is very numeric. Like, I'm not just saying it's like, yo. No, it's actually like, it goes deep.
Yeah,
it's
it
all
does.
throughout the
It
Bible.
does.
And it goes back to, you know, the number 4.
But that's why I said the Matrix, because it's like people don't understand how all of this stuff is interwoven and connected in multiple dimensional ways.
Yeah.
And for a reason. You know what I mean?
Like if you can look at like the number 49, you know, in the Bible, and like Psalms 49, Isaiah 49, and how it's connected. The number 13, 4 plus 9 equals 13, but 1 plus 3 equals 4, and how it's all connected. Saul was Saul's name. He was the first king, but his name is number 13. Like every name in the Hebrew is breaks down to a number. So his number is 13. David's number is 14. Solomon's number is 15. It's interesting.
Yeah.
But what else is funny is that Paul, his name was Saul, 13. But then Paul in Hebrew is the number 14. You know, it breaks down to the number 14. So
that's interesting.
Yeah, it's all
but
crazy.
Did anyone ever think about, and anyone ever do any research on, like, well, how did they come up with what's a chapter, what's a verse in the Bible? Like, why are they numbered that way? Like, because they're
different numberings.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but who determined? Like, say, like one of the letters that Paul wrote. Like, how do we break that up into verses? Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, who determined that?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like, and what's the like?
I mean,
it's
I know
just something that we
there.
just. That's what I'm saying. It's just something that we just like. Yeah, you know, Corinthians. You know, such and such. It's like, but who decided what chapter and verse a letter breaks down to? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that we don't think about sometimes, but it's interesting.
Yeah, and somebody did, but it's just interesting how like it still can be connected.
Yeah,
you know, like this is it's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. But back to Independence Day. So me and James were together.
Me and Stan.
We had a good time. You guys, what'd y'all do?
We went to Ocean City.
Yeah.
All the kids.
New Jersey.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna go because you know me, I like staying home, staying away from crowds.
Yeah.
But you know, I came out of myself, and once I got down there, I was like, "Oh, it's not that bad."
And
it was fun.
Yeah. But your wife usually don't like crowds either, right?
No, she likes the beach.
Oh, okay.
She wants to go to the beach. She doesn't like crowds when it's like all up on her, where she feels.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it really didn't get too bad until after, like, that boardwalk was crazy, right?
Yeah.
When the fireworks.
Yeah. Yep. A lot of kids, though. A lot more teenagers.
Yeah, because Nina said it was the senior
senior
weekend.
Week. That's right. Yeah.
That's why there was more kids.
Senior week in the summer?
They just pick, weeks to get together. Because I ran into it in Ocean City, Maryland before you got there, Jim. It was, that week was senior week. And they were doing this. For some odd reason, they do football drills in the sand.
In the sand?
Yeah, even girls, like, it's something that they do. They did it down there and then they did it here. Like,
really?
Why is that a thing?
Stupid
Kids
Americans. No, but we had a good time. We were hanging out with the family and stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah. So what's up, James?
What's going on, fellas?
Welcome to the party. We got some cups here. What's the deal with these cups?
I'm good.
Oh, okay.
Adam McCallum.
I was just wondering what that was for.
Yeah, if anybody wants. John, you
So I wanted to get into, first of all, if you read in the title of the video, you know what we're going to get into today.
What's the title?
The title is Mount Laurel, New Jersey. I'm sure everyone heard of it. What happened
That's
here?
your neighbor, James?
It's in my neighborhood.
It's in his neighborhood. So
Yeah.
we're gonna and you were saying Tasha lives there too.
Yes. My wife told me it was in Tasha's development.
Okay.
So your sister-in-law.
My sister-in-law, yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into that. We're gonna watch the full video. We're gonna look at.
This will be the first time me seeing anything.
Right.
Have you seen it yet?
I saw.
Okay. But before we get into that, we're going to hit a couple of other things, small things on Twitter, something Moan sent me. First thing we're going to do is let's go into this Busta Rhymes clip. So Busta Rhymes was on stage doing his second show in however long, and he went on this little rant on stage.
Whoa.
In front of human life. In the last 15 fucking months. COVID could suck a dick.
Explicit.
Hide your kids.
Language warning. Language warning.
All these little weird ass government policies and mandates suck a dick. They're trying to take our civil liberties away. Feels good to be back outside. We outside for real. It's called the God-given right of freedom, right? No human being is supposed to tell you can't even breathe freely. Fuck your mask. I'm not saying. Some of y'all might feel differently, but fuck your mask. I can't ram to you with a mask on. You can't eat food with a fucking mask on. You can't even see each other smile with a mask on. All of that energy gets blocked when your mask is on. Energy is important, and we are all conductors of fucking good energy. We also gotta be clear, when a motherfucker trying to give you bad energy, you can tell from only the expression on their face. I want to see your face. Fuck your mask. This is my second show.
So that's the rant. Moan said that to me. I saw it. Guys' thoughts, reactions. I don't know. What do you think? Busta Rhymes is everybody's sending this around the internet saying Busta Rhymes is woke.
He's
I think that's more frustration.
he was frustrated.
Yeah.
I mean, but
realize,
but he's bringing up civil liberties and things like that.
Yeah, he's trying to reach out.
A lot of people don't really say.
I think most people feel like that.
Yeah, I think so too.
But they just don't want to say it.
Yeah.
Well, we live in a culture where speaking out gets you in trouble.
Yeah, but I think he's probably of the ilk where it's like his legacy will supersede what he says, so no one can cancel Busta Rhymes. You know,
and I think people are afraid to. We've been conditioned to not want to make people uncomfortable.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
right, it's like go along to get along.
They have been trying to get his, that stuff went viral, and they were trying to get it off.
Yeah, they were trying to remove that from the internet. Yeah, I'm saying, but you can't cancel him as an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and
his persona is too big.
And the other part of it too is entertainers, musicians. COVID was horrible for them. Because it hurt their pockets. Yeah, 100%. So they're going to be more vocal. About it. You know what I mean?
We know.
Doctors, not so much.
Yeah, right. Good business. Yeah, doctors, and
the right doctors.
Well, unless you're,
unless you're telling the truth about COVID, then it's
well, it's like
promoting the hydroxychloroquine.
Like anything else, I think it's just frustration. To me, it sounds more like frustration.
Yeah. I think there's probably a lot more he wants to say, but a lot of it is frustration. And plus, it's like once you start mentioning certain things, then it comes out.
There's truth in it. I mean, I mean, obviously, social conditioning, but that's with anything. That's with education.
Yeah.
That's with any kind of health thing and whatever it is. Like, look at what they did with milk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
That was a whole social conditioning. Milk is good for your body. Who says what research?
Right.
You talked to me about that. That was a whole marketing campaign.
Breakfast in general.
Breakfast. We're the only grown animal, human being that grown adults that consume milk.
Right.
Readily.
Right. That it was pushed, by the dairy. Yeah. The dairy industry.
That's programming.
I mean, they do 100%, that with everything.
100%.
I mean, you tell people that, they're like, who cares?
But y'all don't remember them commercials growing up where it's like...
milk does a body good.
Not only that, like, I'm talking about, like, serious social programming, especially for young boys, because it would always be like, this young, scrawny kid, and he's like, this is me, and I'm little. But I'm drinking milk. So one day, and they show like some big buff dude.
They don't show his face. But they don't show his body.
But he's getting girls and stuff. Girls are coming up and you know what I mean. So it's like it puts that subliminally in your mind that I need to drink milk so I can be big and strong and
I think if anything, what this stuff should do is help people see that anything that's presented to you, you have to kind of do a little research to find out the source of it.
Mm-hmm.
At least that.
Right. Right. Do some of your own research to see like, and always, I think we need to like get to the point where when we see them, anytime something is everywhere, you got to ask like, why are they pushing this so hard?
That's what I think this has uncovered to me the most is people's willingness to go along without questioning at all.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, they get uncomfortable by the people who are questioning.
Right.
They're almost, it's like
they don't want to talk about it.
It's like being in a classroom, the teacher says something funny and people want to laugh, but they're afraid that the teacher will send them to, and one person is giggling. So they're kind of like,
right.
They shush you.
They shut it down real quick. Mm-hmm. John, can we raise up James's mic a little bit? Should be number 5 on there. At the very top of the channel, give him some more gain.
I'm sounding better?
The gain is maxed? That's the compressor. It should be the black knob above the compressor. Let me hear you, James.
Yep.
There we go.
All right.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, that's better.
All right, cool. All right, so we saw that. Now, there's another video that was going viral. This is something that I saw that I wanted to share with you guys. And this is something from some spa. I don't know if y'all seen this, the We Spa clip.
Oh, yeah.
You haven't seen that one? Okay. So we're going to play this one, and I'm going to get everybody's reaction to this because this is the stuff that we talk about. This is the stuff that we push back against when you see like ideology pushing in a certain direction and people say, oh, that would never happen. So this is one of those times.
Young little girls underage, your spa, We Spa, condone that. Is that what you're saying? Like I asked. It's so he could stay there. He could stay there? What sexual orientation? I see a dick. It lets me know he's a man. He's a man. He is a man. He is not no female. He is not a female. He is not a female. Hold on.
What's I'm confused.
All right, so we'll pause it real quick. If you can't make sense of what's going on, this lady started filming because they're at a spa.
Okay.
And they're in the locker room changing her, and there's young kids in there. There was like a 7 and an 11-year-old or something like that. And someone transgender comes in there and just starts disrobing, and
because
he identifies
as a woman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But he's
biologically male.
Yeah.
So now his exposed penis is in front of these young children and these women that don't feel comfortable with that. You know what I mean? So she went to the front desk to tell them about it, but they basically shut her down and said we can't do anything. This is how they identify. We have to let them use the locker room that they identify with. So then she started filming and like getting a little more upset about it, and then this is where we are in the video.
Okay, girls down there, other women who are highly offended for what they just saw. And you did nothing. Absolutely nothing. In fact, you sided with him. So We Spa is an agreement with men that just say they are a woman and they can go down there with their penis and get into the women's section. Is that what you're saying? What really? What law? What law? So women can go into the men's with their breasts. Okay.
I don't think the men would care.
Yeah, she can't make the argument. That argument wouldn't work. Yeah. That argument doesn't work. Right, it's like, how would you feel if I'm a woman and I just go and expose myself in the men's locker room? Men would be like, ain't gonna bother me at all. You know what I'm saying?
I would welcome that.
Like that, you can't. And I think women don't understand that sometimes. It's like there's a difference. Mm-hmm. You can't the equivalence. You know, and maybe for a young, maybe if it's like a young boy, he shouldn't
like a real young boy.
Yeah, you don't want a young boy to see that, a naked woman. You know what I mean? But you know, you can't. I mean,
we worked in a health spa, and it was weird for me.
Yeah,
like even going into the health spa
as a teenager, and you see an old man.
Yeah, like
yo, they just don't care.
Yeah.
And I remember like a few times, like we went into the jacuzzi. And like we always have this story, and like the guy, like me and Junior, but we're going in with our bathing suits on,
right?
Our swimming trunks on,
right?
So we sit down, and it was like close to closing,
yeah.
But we got off, so we went in the jacuzzi, and we're just in there, like just trying to rest after we had a long, hard day.
Yeah,
this dude sits down right next to Junior,
like it's a whole hot tub. You know how
round hot tub. Yeah. This guy naked, right? Sits down, gets in, puts his ass all up on dude. It's like
and you know Junior just sitting there like
no, he's sitting there like So you know me, I'm like
cracking up because Junior's gonna make it worse than it needs to be. He could be over there. But like, and this is anyone who's been in health spas, who's been in locker rooms. It's a joke, even for men. It's like, yo, these old dudes with they want to walk around.
Let's say what it is. Usually old white.
It's old white dudes. They want to walk around naked.
And some Asians.
Yeah, they love walking around naked, man. But and even on the beach, sometimes
it's uncomfortable without the sexual identification thing. It's just uncomfortable. Period.
Right.
You know, I remember when I was in high school wrestling, I showering in front of dudes naked.
I'm never down with that.
I never felt comfortable about that. You know what I mean?
It's
and
weird.
Then the mild playing around that guys would do. Like, whoa.
I always felt like that was some other weird kind of indoctrination. Like making young boys shower together like that. Like it's weird.
Isn't it weird? It could have been something going on, like especially like the 50s, 60s. Like
well, that got popularized through the. You guys are familiar with Russian bathhouses?
Yeah.
Okay. That was a thing for a long time. Actually, from the Romans.
It came from the Romans. I was going to say, it's even before that. But that's when Julius Caesar was like, I'm out of here. Let's set up another Rome.
Yeah. That's the whole idea of
Constantine.
Of bathing with strangers naked and just lounging and hanging out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It became popularized.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
and it's weird. Mm-hmm. It's not.
And what's the thing is that, okay, so even if we couldn't build individual stalls. If you look at a shower, whether men or women, they could easily put up like a partition. Like it's not like it's just open.
Yeah.
You know, they could easily put up how much does that cost?
Right.
You know what I mean?
We never
bricks.
The field house, the football field, they were separated.
Yeah.
So it wasn't, you know.
I've seen them separated.
Yeah.
I've seen like the plastic partition, you know what I mean?
Not in the soccer.
Not in and in the gym locker room.
Because that was the old one.
Yeah. No, in the new high school, the gym locker room, it was just a big round thing in the middle, and then spouts coming out of it.
We never took showers in there.
That's what I'm saying.
The football team had their own thing with the field house.
It's like a fountain. Everybody step up.
Everybody jump on in there. It's just that's always been. I've never joined. I never took a shower at school. It's always weird to me.
Yeah, it's all strange.
Yeah, but so you already have that vibe of like locker rooms are weird. There's always old dudes that want to expose themselves, and you don't know if it's a weird fetish kind of thing.
Yeah.
So then when you add this element to it, where you can go
right.
and be in a room with young girls.
Yeah. And the thing is like, see, for men, we know it feels weird, but we know we could defend ourselves if something happens.
Right.
But for women, there's a sense of vulnerability that they feel.
Yep.
That it's their natural instinct to feel like somebody's invading the space, but this person could take it. If he decided to take advantage of me, what could I do?
Yeah.
I couldn't overpower him. Or a child for that matter.
And the thing is, like, I don't understand if this is really the law that y'all are trying to uphold, like this is something that you have to do, why not have like a unisex, like have a male, female, and then maybe one unisex, where it's like you can use that one, and whoever feels good about being in there, they can be in there.
Male, female, and alphabet,
or non-bi or not. What is it? Non-gender, no gender, genderless bathroom.
I think children and the children thing.
Yeah. Like, think about it. Those of us that have daughters, like,
you might not live to tell the story.
You know what I'm saying? Like, would you really be okay with that?
No, I think, you're right. You're right. It is.
But I mean, bro, we just went through Pride Month. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we got to go through a whole month. Pride Month, and when you think about like the parades, like I get it, guys. Like. I get.
But do you really get it?
People, you know. No, I'm saying, like, if you feel that way, you feel that way. Mm. And just like a person feels, like we were talking about earlier, you feel a certain way. That's something you can work through, whatever. But when you're like, pride is a whole nother thing. That's a stronghold.
Right.
You know, that's like, I don't care what nobody says. Mm-hmm. And when you look at these parades, they're sexual in nature. Yeah. Like the majority of this, the parade is sexual in nature.
Remember when we were in Atlanta and that parade went by?
Yeah.
And there's kids out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's kids out there like being exposed.
There was an article that they just wrote. I think is it New York Times? A writer, they wrote something about how kink is a part of Pride Parade.
Right.
And the kids should see that.
Right.
Kids are supposed to see that because they're supposed to learn.
So they definitely want to sexualize.
Oh, Washington Post. Yes, kink belongs at Pride, and I want my kids to see it. Pull this up, John. This is the article that Mona's talking about, and this is what you're talking about. That it's like when you go beyond the point of like, this is just something that I feel and I'm dealing with, but till now it's like, no, I need you to get on board with this, and I need you to be okay with whatever that comes along with that. Yeah. And when you read this article, I mean, I haven't read the article, but from the headline, what the headline is pointing out here, and you see the picture, it's like, no, we need you to accept everything about sexualizing kids.
Right. Yeah,
like that's where it becomes like, come on.
Yeah, decency and vulgarity becomes,
because it's not about like it's about the image. It's about the structure. Like, you got to see the structure. You got to see the body is a temple. You got to see this temple. You know what I mean? And because the more you see it, the more you accept it. Mm. The more you see it, the more it becomes. And pride is literally like, I'm standing tall and you will not come against me, right? But pride, you always get knocked down. Like, pride is something that you're going to get humbled eventually.
Pride comes before the fall.
Right.
Yeah.
They always say that.
It's so hypocritical.
And that's the point. Like,
dude, I'm sorry to cut you off, but if a straight person would just walk down the street with something kinky or whatever like that, they would probably get arrested. You would get arrested.
You would get arrested.
Yeah.
Doing that nasty stuff. That
also, if you walked into a female bathroom and exposed yourself, you would get arrested. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, This is what we're talking about.
So the salon owner basically saying there's nothing I could do because he's fearful of what could happen to his business.
I think these are just the workers there,
right?
And they seem like they're.
Yeah. That was California too, right?
Yeah, I think so.
The spas in California.
But so that's my point is that like it's all about upholding something, like because when you see something, you're looking at when you're looking at like the outer appearance of something, you're looking at, it's like Jesus, you're looking at the Word made flesh.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? The Word made flesh. He's a character, he's a representation of something, right? So these people want to shift your meaning. They want to shift the character, what something can be, right? They want to destroy a true character or structure of something. They want to. That's why they mock it.
Right.
They're mocking what masculinity is. You know what I'm saying? They're mocking what masculinity and true femininity is.
Well, I think one of the things that people are starting to say in that, and in this clip, she goes into that a little bit, is that like this is coming against women's rights now and civil liberties, and they're
forcing you.
Yeah. Well, women are now being pushed upon to not have their own sense of safety and space to feel comfortable, because it's like now what you guys are doing to try to give these people a space is now encroaching on ours.
Basically, it's like we as fathers, we wouldn't walk around our children naked.
Yeah.
They're asking us to let someone, a stranger, do that to our children.
In the name of acceptance and tolerance.
And their rights and their civil rights.
Just like I just saw an article about these prisons that are doing this, where they're allowing people that identify as women to be jailed with other women, and then like these women are getting the crap beat out of them, because it's like, who's gonna be the top dog in the jail? You know what I'm saying? Like who's gonna walk in there and run shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it goes back to like, how are you gonna be able to tell what anything means?
Right.
You know what I mean? Well,
we're not pushing, maybe because a lot of times we're not pushing back hard enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because we're afraid. We're afraid to say how we feel. Like, I'm sure they're trying to come after this woman. Yeah. And I mean, the one thing she has going for her is she's black, so they're not going to call her a Karen. Because if she wasn't black, she would be a Karen. And she would have lost her job already. But the woman in this video is a black woman, so.
If you think about that, like that's Independence Day. Like, what are we becoming independent from? Evil. Like, in Independence Day, it was a bad king, right? A bad ruler in England. We're becoming independent of that ruler.
Right.
Well, if it's all about you're ruling over me and telling me I have to do these things because that's your structure. That's the way you see it. So because I've given over my dependence upon you, right? Now if I'm indebted to you, I don't want to learn anything. I don't want to do anything. I'm giving over my independence. I'm depending on you. Now I gotta listen to everything you say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now, but God is He wants to give it back to us. So like literally, our independence requires our dependence on Him. We got to be dependent on Him. And that's that door that Jesus is, you know. That's that door where, what are we starting to see? We're starting to see the true meaning of things, right? The true meaning of what it means to be a man, what it means to be a husband, what it means to be a father.
What it means to be free.
What it means to be free.
Right.
Yeah. And liberty.
And what we give up for this false sense of freedom that they try to dangle in front of us.
Right. And liberty is literally about forgiveness. Yeah, like liberty and forgiveness are the same word in the Bible. And I don't think people understand that. Like, you got to be able to forgive
to be free.
To be free. If you don't, you hold on. Like, see, that's where the pride is. No, they did this to me. And that's what you're seeing a lot of. You know what I mean? In this country, you're seeing a lot of that holding on to pride, whether it's from the pride of the gay, you know, the whole LGBT community, or somewhere else.
Right.
You know, we're Americans. Or, you know, the same thing. Like, you can't, either way, it's bad. You know?
All right. There's like a minute left in this video. I'm just gonna play the rest of it.
Yeah, get your money back. You got a man with his.
So what happened is a bunch of women came out complaining.
Yeah, give her money back. There's no such thing as transgender. He has a dick. Okay? He has a penis. His penis is hanging out. Okay,
Look at this
I'm
guy.
not one. Actually, I'm a woman who knows how to stand up and speak up for my right. As a woman, I have a right to feel comfortable without a man exposing himself, okay? No, you go somewhere else. Okay, so that's right. No, he's not a transgender. He has a penis, just like you do. Are you? No. Yeah. Okay, it's not okay. It's not okay. Okay, that's traumatizing.
This is what you come up against, though,
I'm a woman.
when you push back.
I think this is a place right here, I'm told, only for women. So how dare you sit up here and tell me I don't have a right as a woman to defend? I'm telling you, he has a penis, a full and testicle. Okay.
Like you see how she's breaking it down to like the basic fact of the matter.
He don't want to hear it.
No, he's trying to add all of this other like. But I'm asking you if
it's cut and dry.
Because if he's a transgender, he has the right to step over that boundary.
Right. Right.
In the way we're perceiving. See, it's all a mind.
Yep.
Meld.
Yeah. But that's the end of the clip. So just wanted to, I wanted to have a little discussion about that. I saw that went crazy viral.
Yeah.
As it should.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of what's the gender studies? Have you ever heard of gender studies? Like these are the things like you need to be educated.
Right.
On
And that's what they do. They start.
It's funny how they want you to accept the science when it's global warming. Right. And when it's what the CDC says.
When it's
right.
But that's the thing. Like you're saying science, but they believe science is gender studies.
Right.
Like that's their new science.
Right.
You know
And critical race theory is also their new science. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Whatever they deemed as science.
Yeah. Right. But basic biology, no, that's
old.
We don't deal with that anymore. That's an
You're part of the
outdated
patriarchy when you say that.
It's too basic. But
Speaking of that, didn't a trans person just won Miss Nevada or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah.
And there's another one that was
beat out all the women.
there's another transgender female that is on the Olympic team for I think New Zealand for powerlifting.
Yeah, powerlifting.
Hear about that. Yeah. Wow.
For powerlifting.
Yeah. So
Okay, that's fair.
Records.
That's fair.
It's funny how we never see that the other way around. We never see the transgender man getting in there in the boxing ring like, I got this. We're all the same, right? You never see that.
I gotta think. Even when you say that, like I gotta think transgender.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Me too.
Because you gotta work. It's
not
natural.
That's true. You never see a bunch of like butch type lesbians heading to the men's room.
Yeah, you never see that. Or trying to want to be in jail with all the men.
Yeah, it's always the men wanting to go with the ladies.
Right. Why is it always that way? Like you see a bunch of like
let me in, fellas.
Yeah, a bunch of those rough,
ready.
those tough women or transgender men wanting to be jailed with the male population. No.
Out of B season.
Right. Those dudes would be in there salivating.
Want to fight in UFC.
No.
Or making it to the NBA.
Or race, sprinting, like none of that.
And now Chad versus Francis Ngannou.
Yeah.
Oh, Chad is dead.
Chad is dead, boy. Speaking of Olympics, Mona sent this. Me and James were talking about this the other day.
She a beast, yo.
This is the clip of, what's her name? Sha'Carri
Richardson.
Sha'Carri Richardson. She's about to.
Yeah, she broke the. This is just her race.
Yeah. So we can talk about the story a little bit after the. We need to see all the setup.
Yo, they're ripped, yo.
And she turned pro and they said, well, you're young, you have to pay your dues. Here she is,
She's got
second fastest in the world.
Orange hat on her head.
Richardson said, I could just tell you this is
thought Orange Man was
but
bad.
I have to give respect to the magnitude of this event. Sha'Carri Richardson with that bright orange hair. She wasn't the first out of the blocks. On the inside, Tiana Daniels got a good start, but this is where Richardson winds up and eases back. She points to the time, 10:65.
Kills it.
I just want to say
that's a record.
I just want to say That's not a good time for men.
I know. I know. Like, there's dudes in high school running that.
Yeah, I ran the hundreds. So
yeah.
I know.
There's dudes in high school. No, but just showing the comparison. Yeah. Like, there was sprinters in high school that could beat that time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And you're talking about Olympic qualifiers. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, you know.
There is a difference.
She is fast. And you know,
yeah.
She might have knocked 0.2 seconds off without that wig and them lashes. Them lashes probably slowed her down a little bit.
It's kind of mean, Jamie.
No, I'm just saying, like,
the drag of the hair, that wind drag.
People's lashes are getting a little ridiculous these days.
She started pointing at the clock 30 meters before the finish line. As my coach always said, if you're pointing...
Stop playing with me.
Quit playing, yo.
So
see, man, that's what.
But then when you know she got suspended after this because they found marijuana.
Tested marijuana.
Okay.
And it's like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
But I don't that kind of behavior. I think that's part of the generation.
Yeah,
the male athlete stars do it. It's so they're
it's true.
They're copying.
They're copying off the culture. That's what the culture is.
I just watched.
But it's a culture of pride.
I watched Last Dance, right? Mm-hmm. And I have a newfound respect for Michael Jordan. Mm-hmm. And the reason I do is because how he approached the game, but how he approached the presentation of certain things. When he came out, he always wore a suit. There's a presentation about it, but then. The era of the tattoos, the
Allen Iverson,
the bad boy era, right? So that's what I'm saying is like we grew up with watching athletes change the presentation. These kids are, what's the point? These kids are a representation of what they see. They're just copying what they see.
Yeah,
she's copying that.
But even like Michael Jordan, like he was a good representation on the outside. Kind of, you know what I mean? But when you really get to know, like, the stories we hear about Michael Jordan
cheating on his wife,
too good.
No, sure. We're talking about his character now. I'm talking about how he presented himself. He was never like...
But that's my point.
You know what I mean?
That's my point. That's where it leads to. Because you're only trying to show something on the outside, and eventually you're corrupt on the inside. And the next generation sees that. Yeah, they're like, yo...
All of that was fake.
You're not what you really are. So then the next generation is like, I don't respect none of that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
why do I even need to pretend to be?
So what I'm saying is, if we know all of that, you can't be mad at her for doing that because she's
doing what everyone else does.
And she's copying the men. She's copying men.
Right.
Men are the one who set the tone.
Right.
So she's basically how she's acting.
Well, men don't wear.
No.
Men don't.
Hold on now.
I'm saying in the culture, for the most part,
she's copying what we saw in football, the end zone dance, prime time. We all love that. But you know, we can't be mad. That's what she sees.
Yeah.
Especially she's in an environment where that's praised. What is gonna happen?
Yeah. You're right. You know? Absolutely. And but my thing is like. That's what. But so when stuff happens to you, then you whine, because pride before the fall.
That's not right.
What?
Pull it up.
Can we just say that? Can we?
Can we just?
That's more Wendy Williams.
I know, but I'm just saying it's becoming
the lashes.
It's getting crazy. It's getting crazy.
The lashes are so big on some people, like. They can't hold their eyes open.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You think they're all high.
Yeah.
Maybe they are. But.
Or they're sleeping.
It's getting out of control.
I'm telling you, man.
Getting out of control.
Bravado, because it became part of entertainment. And you see it across the board in all sorts of sports. They do it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like Dana White just said, one of the UFC fighters won the fight, got off on stage, flipped off, and he won the fight, broke his legs.
Broke his legs after he
celebrating. You know what I mean?
Who?
I can't remember his name. He jumped off. Flipped off the cage and broke his leg.
Is there a video clip of it?
Probably.
That sounds like
Kathleen Styles said, "Hi guys," and Cope said, "What up, y'all?"
Yo, what up, Cope?
Sounds like Pride Before the Fall again.
Literally.
Naomi said hello.
Yeah.
What's up, Naomi?
Yeah, and that's what I think we got to see. Like, guys, like we can complain all day about what rules are rules. Like, it's not a rule just
rules
for her.
Rules.
It's not a rule just for her. Mm-hmm. It's a rule for everybody.
Yeah, she knew what she was getting herself into. I think,
But she didn't complain about it though.
No,
she took it.
She took it, yeah.
Because people are complaining, saying that it was racist.
It's not. How's it racist?
Hey, how is anything racist?
Well,
they're being racist.
There's a caricature. What are those drawings called?
I think she's handling it. She knew she was wrong. I think she's handling it.
Caricatures.
Can it be like, it's almost racist to be like, come on, guys, she's black, she smokes weed, like, you know, like to me, that's what people are thinking in the back of their minds sometimes.
Michael Phelps got caught smoking.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, she's compete. Their Olympics are letting men compete. So.
Oh no, not that.
Not that.
I don't think you want to show that.
What?
Oh, at the leg break.
No,
he wasn't celebrating though.
I'm trying to see if I can find it. No, never mind. All right, let's get into the topic of the evening. All right, so first things first, we're gonna watch the video from the confrontation.
Again, it's graphic, like language.
Language is graphic. There's a lot of racist stuff.
Hide your kids.
Hide your kids.
We wanted to talk about it because it's in our area.
Yeah, for one, it's in our area. For two, it's important. All right, so set the tone.
Make it bigger. Can't you?
Make it bigger. This is
at the bottom. It's just the screen.
I think it's because it's
the file.
It's Facebook. That's why. You don't have to. People can get the idea. So the apparently this is like a condo association or something like that.
Yeah, the condos there.
And this is a guy that, from what we're finding out, he's like he thinks he runs stuff in that neighborhood.
He thinks he runs stuff. Yeah. He's connected in the community.
Oh, he's George Zimmerman?
I think he has a business.
Probably.
In the community.
He's you could tell he's a very entitled guy.
I think he's like a construction.
He knows the police.
Yeah, the police knew him by name. Yeah.
Because it's not his first rodeo.
Yeah. But not only that, you could tell like he probably knows a lot of the guys at the department somehow.
He says it. He brags about it.
Yeah. But let's watch it. So right there, I think that's what they got him on assault for, was because right there he spit on the dude. I don't know if y'all saw that.
I saw it.
Yeah. So,
and he's at somebody's house.
He walked up to somebody's house to confront them about something going on with the association. This is an older couple, and then this young guy comes in.
Is he on the association board? Has anybody figured that out?
I haven't heard about that at all.
Okay.
But I know that the young guy came in to just like, leave them alone.
Yeah.
Like he came in to kind of protect them.
Because he does it a lot.
Yeah, he does it a lot. Yeah. And other things, like people were saying that I saw one report where like he smeared feces on someone's car.
There's another video just came out with him harassing a girl that's been a year old.
Wow. And then like he apparently
he kicked the door in.
Kicked somebody's door in, shot BBs through somebody's window. Like this guy's just terrorizing people.
Yeah.
Allegedly. So we don't get in trouble.
Put your hands on me again. Touch him. Twice. Touch him. Twice. Touch him. And his name is Brandon. Fucking love him.
So that was the first racial slur right there.
Yo, you want to know why I'm going after him? I don't care. I don't give a shit. So why you here? I don't give a shit. So why you here? I don't give a shit. Then get the fuck out of here then. I don't give a shit. Put your hands on me one more time. Oh, you put your hands on me. Come close to me. Come close right there. I know, right there. That's right there. The rolling jerseys, back up. Come close. Back up. Keep backing up. Back up. Don't touch me. Keep backing up. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Vito, don't touch me. Don't touch me.
What is he doing right there?
Fucking bastard.
So you missed that right there.
Don't touch me.
That was the first N-word.
What was he doing?
I think he's trying to provoke him.
But he was like in his face, just
because he's bumping him with his.
He's bumping him with his chest, but then he like got in his face and like
he obviously knows
blowing
if the guy throws
kisses.
a punch, he's probably not gonna fight. He's gonna
get him arrested.
Assault. Yeah. He wants it. He knows. Yeah.
Right. He knows what he's doing. I want to say something though. Like this dude showed the most patience I've ever seen.
Yes.
Like,
Somebody spit on him.
Yeah.
This guy was like,
if anything,
he was smart.
Yes,
he was smart. The way he handled it, like he was just protecting that couple, and he wanted to make sure this guy didn't do anything. But
he could have handled it a little better. But you know, yeah, he did. He did good. There is a better. There's always a better. Well,
that's what you're going to point out from all this.
The dude spit in his face.
I'm just I'm saying he did a good job, but it's not like the best job in the world. Like
I think he did.
He did a hell of a job.
If someone's in someone got in your face like that
and spit on
you,
first of all, yeah. I would do it differently, but
is bumping you and telling you like you know what I'm saying? Like
I would do it differently.
That's some restraint.
I'm saying he did good, but
that's yo, when a man spits in your face
like
that,
you have done dude, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, for you. But there's a better way. I'm just saying.
There's always a better because you know Jesus would have handled it.
What's the better way?
I'm just saying, like, you don't have to curse and say everything you're saying. There's a better way. There's always a better way. He did good. I'm not saying he didn't do good, but there's a way. Like you can. I'm just saying you can talk to somebody. Like
he don't want to be talked
even
to.
though he don't want to be.
He
because he keeps going back and forth. Like he says stuff. Do you see when he calms down and he's like, "But do you want to know why?" Like you know what I mean? Like
but at that point he's like, "No, I don't want to know why."
I know.
Just leave.
I'm just saying. Like
there's nothing calm about that dude.
He's trying to bait and do stuff,
but he didn't. I don't think
dude
he
didn't
took the bait.
Yeah, he didn't take the bait.
I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that. Try to talk to him, but I don't know the backstory. I don't know what he's been through before. You know, the other guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know. Right. But I'm just saying like. It can
I'm
be,
saying
it can be handled
taking it at face
way.
value when you see this.
He did a great job.
Coming up on someone else's house.
Yeah, someone shows up at your door, bumping you, spitting you.
Yeah,
you're not gonna be like.
That's not his door.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's defending somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
And this dude is in your face, bumping you, trying to. First of all, calls you an effing monkey. And
get over that. Okay,
and the N-word.
You can get by that. You can get by that.
Right.
The spitting out on there.
Right. And then
the bumping there.
And then after that, the N-word. And then it continues from there. Like
right. But that's the diff. Like that's why even what he did shows his character on this video. You know what I mean? Like the other guy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like there's levels of character. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying.
I mean, of course, there's levels of character, but I mean, the first thing
I just don't
like,
know what he
could have handled it better. Like, okay,
he could have handled it better with all the cursing and the way he was talking. Like, I think he could have handled it better. He did a good job. I'm not saying he didn't do a good job. I'm just saying he could have handled it better. If you don't agree with me, that's fine.
I'm pretty sure that he started the cursing first.
You started over.
I know, because I wanted to see.
Look, he spit in his face like right away.
And it was going on before the video started.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you can't tell who's stuck.
I mean, what are we?
I mean, I'm just trying to see what you see. Cause
you want to know why I'm going after him? I don't care. I don't give a shit. So why you're here? I don't give a shit. So why you're here? I don't give a shit. Then get the fuck out of here then.
I don't think he's on the board at all. I think he's just a neighbor. He's just a guy.
He's just a guy that just thinks he runs stuff.
He runs stuff.
Back up. Back up. Keep backing up. Back up. Don't touch me. Keep backing up. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Vito, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
So I'm saying, what is he doing there?
He's pushing him, really, with his belly.
I think he was trying to like kiss him, dude.
It looked like he was trying to do something.
I think he was trying to kiss him or like lick him or something. Yeah. Like he was.
I think he was just big old belly.
You shut the fuck up, monkey. White monkey.
Yeah, see, he's still kissing.
He's doing.
You can't do shit. Touch him. Touch him. That's all I want you to do. Touch him. Soup cup for you. Touch him. That's all I want you
What's that mean? Soup cup for you?
He just put his trash on the ground. He's just
being an asshole.
He's just trying to provoke him.
Yeah. That's called assault. I'm gonna wait for the cops to show up. That's called assault. Yes. Wait for them to come.
Wait for them. We will. Yes, keep waiting. I am. You walking on someone's property.
This isn't their property, you dumb fuck.
You dumb fuck. This is
They
their
don't know this is common ground, you dumb, ignorant nigger.
have rights over
No,
this
they
property.
don't.
Yes, they do.
They don't
Yes,
have
they
any
do.
right.
Get the fuck out of
No
here.
right. This is called common ground.
Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here.
He has the right to
That's all
harass
you
them,
know how to
though.
do. Walk up, harass all people.
Nobody's harassed anybody.
Yes, you have been. You have been.
Everything's recorded.
I don't
so
give
she
a
heard
shit.
Everything
I
I said.
don't give a
I wanna have
shit.
conversation.
Okay, so
Everything's recorded.
you see what he's doing, and you see how he's like how he's coming at them. I know that like afterwards they were showing an apology video that he made or something like that. They were interviewing him, and he was just saying that like my anger got the best of me. I'm not racist. Blah, blah,
He does
blah,
this all the
blah.
time.
But what I'm saying is like,
Come on, dude. Like, nobody's going to believe that.
but what I'm saying is like, yeah, like how can anger ever be an excuse for when you go there with people? Like I feel like when you're angry in that state, you're saying how you really feel and how you've always
That's
felt.
right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're letting out what you truly feel about these people.
What's
you know what I
been
mean?
pinned up.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think there was something about he was trying to blame them for people that were visiting or something that I read in one of the articles where he was saying that they were going to bring crime to the neighborhood or something like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which is, you know, so he already has this vibe of like, you know, black people in the neighborhood is going to, you know, bring the wrong element around. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I don't think you can blame it on, like, I don't think you can give me that excuse like, oh, I was just angry.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, dude,
Support,
like,
excuse.
if we watch more of it, like, he's a very prideful guy. And I'm bringing that up a lot because I think that's the key to most of this aggression.
Yeah,
towards
you can
people.
tell
It's just-
because
it's-
he totally thinks that he's better than them.
Yeah.
You know, and that
He called him an ignorant F. You know what I mean?
yeah. He
I do not
If
give
you
a
don't
shit.
give a shit, then get
I
the
don't
fuck
give
out
a
of
shit.
here.
I don't give a shit about you. I give a shit about them. So you get the fuck out of here.
Okay? I have every right to be there.
So it's an older couple, right?
yeah.
That
Yeah.
So he preys on, you know,
Yeah.
The weak.
he probably does
The
it a
weak.
lot to, you know,
Yeah.
intimidate people.
Yeah, the other video was a woman, a younger woman.
Okay.
The one from a year ago.
It's funny when he like tells him to go back to Africa or something like that. He says, no, he said this isn't Africa or salami or wherever you're from.
Salami.
Like, what is salami, dude?
Just like he does right
Like
here.
he's ignorant, but you don't know countries.
Okay, well, if you don't care,
Walk away.
learn your laws.
Walk
It's
away.
not Africa.
Oh, this is I
It's
was
not
gonna-
Salamania.
Salamania. Yeah.
Bruh.
Learn your laws. Learn your countries. Salamania.
But that's
He said, I was born in America.
that's the mocking I'm talking about. Like,
Yeah.
That's the back and forth. Like,
Right.
You know.
You can't be saying that was shit. Go out, go back to your house,
I'm
go
right
walk
here.
your dog, go do your shit.
I'm right here.
Okay, stay there right there. Do not talk to him. Do not harass him.
Make sure.
I'm going to stay
This
right
monkey
there.
over here, this monkey over here, both have videotape of you putting your hands on me twice.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So what the fuck you
This
gonna
monkey
do?
over here.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. This dude is out of control, yo.
What will the police do?
Nothing. Because
Exactly.
they have no jurisdiction.
When the cop gets there, he goes crazy.
So when they get here, I'm going to walk them the fuck off like I just did in front of Verlin's house.
Okay.
Who's Verlin?
Okay, I don't give a shit. I don't care.
Because he wants to show
See,
his
now,
authority.
he's incriminating himself right there.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
that right there because
right.
that's an incident that happened. That he's basically saying, "I got away with this.
I got away
You're
with
gonna-
it. Yeah.
It's gonna happen to you too."
Yeah. I'm gonna do the same thing, and I got them kicked out of here.
Yep.
That's what he's admitting to.
He's
I got them
admitting to it,
kicked
yeah.
out of
Right.
here,
Yep.
and now I'm gonna do the same thing to you.
Fuck out of here.
I do not care. I do not care. You will not gonna harass them. You will not gonna talk to them. Keep laughing.
I am.
Yo, good.
I will.
Oh, good. Keep laughing. That's all
Keep
you know
running
how to
your
do.
mouth.
That's all you know how to do.
That's it.
That's it. That's all you know how to do.
I didn't touch you, you touched
I
me.
don't give a shit.
That's good,
I
as
don't
long
give a
as you
shit.
know that.
Yes, exactly. I don't give
Cool.
two shits about it. You can't go press charges. I don't give two shits about it.
Hold on. You're right.
I
No,
don't
hold
give a
on.
shit.
Why
Don't
can't I
talk to
press?
me.
Why can't I press charges? Why can't I press charges? They have no jurisdiction here. Nothing. There you go. There you go. There you go. Brandon, you have no idea what you're getting involved in.
Don't talk to me.
And if you want to be involved in this, I'm going to talk whoever I...
That's one of them moves. You don't know who you're dealing
He
with.
obviously
here,
knows
buddy.
this guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he knows
He
him.
knows him.
Yeah, he's calling
So
him
this
by
has
his
been
name.
going on,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's like, you don't know what you're dealing with here, buddy. I go all the way to the top.
I'm a construction worker.
You sure you want to do this?
Do you see this? Sure? This belly doesn't get this big from.
If you want to get involved in this, you know what happened to the last one?
Listen to this.
Windows. Dude,
I don't care.
Cookie's windows got shot out with a shotgun.
I don't care.
222s to their fucking front face.
I do not care.
In Cherry Hill, their fucking daughter got smashed.
Exactly.
Is that what you want? No. And you want to know where I was when all this happened?
I don't care.
At work, monkey.
I don't care where you were.
At morgue.
He just
at morgue.
I told the Mount Laurel police.
He just incriminated himself.
Yeah.
He's admitting to something he did.
But this is
he on something?
I just think he's so like entitled and
that's what
enraged
pride
right now
does.
Yeah,
that he's
so prideful in it.
He's built up this pride in himself of being this guy.
And honestly, he's been doing it a long time.
Yeah,
he's been doing it a long time.
Yeah, and
he's
getting
been
away with it. So
People
for him,
like
he feels like I'm the shit.
I'm taking it up a notch.
Right. So now I'm just telling y'all why, but really in doing that, he's incriminating
He said
himself.
it in the video from the girl that reposted one from a year ago. He pretty much said the same thing. This is what's going to happen, and ain't nothing you could do about it. I'm friends with all the police.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah. And then the crazy thing was how the officer reacted when he, he kind of just lets him do his thing.
Go away. Niggas out here and you can't do shit. That's me talking shit.
Here we go.
Just like I told the Mount Laurel police, get these fucking monkey niggers out of here and you can't do shit. That's me talking shit.
So this is what he told
Damn, yo.
He wants him out of his neighborhood. Mm-hmm. Get him out of here.
Like good old Joe.
Yeah, right. Racial jungle.
3602 Gramercy Way. That's where I live.
That's how dumb he is.
Right. Nice.
That's how dumb he is.
Right. Well,
He just
that's how prideful.
right.
He is.
Right. That right. Yeah. That's
Pride
the
is
right
dumb.
word. But it makes you dumb.
It makes you dumb.
It makes you dumb because you start to think that you're above.
It's full.
Yeah, you become a fool.
He wanted it.
Yeah. But he didn't want it.
He didn't realize what he was asking
So
for.
you were real comfortable. So get me on video so you know what you see. Bring whoever.
Oh, they did. We will get to that in a little bit. He's really, really feeling himself.
Yeah.
Bring whoever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pride cometh before the fall.
Hey, White, why are you back over here?
See?
Look how he's talking to the
Someone
cop.
called you. It's private property. You have no jurisdiction here whatsoever.
I do.
None.
Somebody calls me.
Hold on.
I need back up.
You know
up,
what?
bro.
Hold on.
Back
Go ahead.
up.
No.
Back
I'm going to
up,
let you
right?
do your thing. Go talk to these fucking niggas. Go ahead. Fuck you. Go talk to
See,
these
even the
niggas.
cops' reaction to him. Stop. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. His reaction to him
Yo, come on.
is like, yo, stop, please. And he said, F you, go talk to these niggers. Like, that's what he said to him.
Yeah.
And he's just like, now this is when like a lot of the people that see this and say like, man, look how black people get treated by police.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because if it was roles were reversed, it's like they can point to so many incidents where you get hemmed up for doing less.
Yes.
Yeah.
Doing less than this.
Yeah.
So it's like this is where
He just made that police department, because of that way the officer reacted, look really bad.
Yep. Exactly.
If I was a police officer, I would be embarrassed because he made me look like I don't do
Well, they
it.
train
I'm
him
not
to
fit.
try to de-escalate. So his first thing is
No, that's not de-escalating right there.
You think that would be de-escalated the same way?
play it again.
Okay. Watch how he comes at him.
Somebody calls me.
Hold on.
I need back up.
You know what? Hold on. Go ahead.
I am
No,
back up,
I'm gonna
back
let
up.
you do your thing.
De-escalate,
Go talk to these
de-escalate.
fucking niggers. Go ahead. Fuck you. Go talk to the niggers. Let them know what I'm all about and what their fucking rights they have.
All right. You want to go back to your house? I'll come back to you.
No, I'll stay right here. It's common property.
Okay.
Have a nice night.
You
Granted.
guys from 1101? Oh, yeah.
I'm going to let you guys get an education right now.
All right. Thanks.
No, he's the aggressive
That-
one right there.
That's probably just that cop. He
knows him. Watch.
Denise, I'm not going away until your husband stops fucking finding me and threatening me while I'm at fucking work.
Cagney, cut it out, man.
See, he calls him by his name. He knows him.
He knows him, yeah. But it's a part of. I'm looking at it like it's a part of de-escalation.
Talk to them.
No, I don't.
I'm just saying.
Because you can't arrest them for yelling
No, I understand.
or cussing
But
or
he's
calling them
well,
niggas. You can't arrest them
I
for that.
understand that, and I agree with that. But what I'm saying is, when you can point to so many incidents where the races are reversed,
But it has to be the exact situation.
No, it does, and it has to be the exact same cop, right? But what I'm saying is, it makes it look bad to the people that already are looking for that. Right. You know what I mean?
Aside from that, this guy's hot. What if this guy decides, I'm going to go and get a gun and come back and shoot at people?
Well, that would be the excuse that they would use most of the time.
But it could happen.
This is what I'm saying. Like,
something that could happen.
What I'm saying is, like, when you have all of this tension from Black Lives Matter, from George Floyd, from all of these things where people feel like excessive force is used by police for less, right? When you have this clear on video where this dude is being super aggressive, he's even talking to the cop all crazy, and the dude is like, "Yo,
right?
Can you just stop?" Back
up.
Like he came at the cop.
From that, do you think that's the way?
Well, he did say back up.
He said back up, but what I'm saying is, do
you think you could talk to the police? Any one of us could talk to cops.
I've been in situations with police where I have done far less than that and been hemmed up.
God. That's
but what I'm saying
anecdotal.
Is, I understand that, but what I'm saying is, this is why people say those things, because they see this. They see the difference.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That is a difference.
They see the clear difference.
Did you see where the cop's hand went when he said back up? It went straight here.
Right.
Because in case
he was ready.
He
was ready.
I might
to
have to.
Yeah.
So I think that negates a part of it, because it's a part of de-escalation.
Right.
He didn't go right away.
Right.
Yeah,
and it might be that cop. That cop is probably just
he's better trained than other ones,
and he knows, dude, and he knows
how he acts.
He can't arrest him for saying.
But listen, I'm just saying that plays into the narrative of white privilege.
I agree with you.
Of white privilege and of police bias. It does, because people see the video.
Okay,
and they see. That's what I'm. That's the only point I'm making.
Definitely, there's a bias.
But that don't give you the right to go and do what you want to do.
No, I agree.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
I agree.
But it don't give you the right to act in the way you want to act.
You can't
because you feel like it's okay.
You shouldn't go out and act like that guy.
No.
No.
And try to get away with it.
You shouldn't.
No,
you shouldn't.
You're an asshole.
No, we're
right.
not condoning that at all.
But what I'm saying is, people can't be mad when then people show up protesting outside of this dude's house.
I mean, probably before the fall, but
and he asked for it actually.
But he did. the way they were acting, at least it didn't go to another level, because it could have went to another level.
I think the protest wasn't too bad. I mean,
I saw a bunch of videos,
so did I. The main.
I thought it was bad, and I thought it was bad the way they acted, throwing stuff like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, of course.
But that led to look at what happened. They found out that he's been doing this a year. They found new evidence. Now the police department jeopardize themselves, because they're going to get investigated.
Right.
Because obviously there's been incidents that's been filed. How many?
Yeah, a bunch of people.
Know.
Bunch of people called,
and he didn't get in trouble.
Right.
Yeah.
And
so then again
led
to that.
Plays into the narrative of corrupt police departments that let their boys get away with murder.
And let's just say nothing. Let's say no protest happened. Nothing happened. Do you think he would do this again?
Of course,
he would do it again, and he would probably go further this time.
But it's not about the protest. It's about the way you protest.
Yeah,
it's not about the protest.
And it turned out that some of them are getting in trouble now.
Then that's fine.
The protesters,
I don't agree with
the ones that were throwing stuff.
But it led to more tension and his arrest. That's what should have happened in the first place.
But you gotta have these things. Gotta happen. They gotta happen. Stuff like that has to happen, because if it don't happen, it's still going to be under the surface.
Right.
So what do we like? It's got to happen. These things need to be pushed out there, because the more it is, the more it'll be dealt with if we do it in the right way.
Right.
Because if we're acting all crazy, like it's just one side against the other.
But there is a sense of like the community has to. The community has to be the first line of defense against stuff like this. You know what I mean? If there's somebody running rampant, like when it becomes that all you can do is call the police, that's how we end up in these situations we're in now. Like if the community is more accountable to one another, and people don't protect or aren't afraid like to call out people like this guy. You know what I'm saying? Because even
his energy totally changed when he realized.
Oh yeah, when everybody showed up there protesting, he was hiding in his house, and then there's 6 armed police officers protecting him. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So if I was the police officers, I would be more mad at him.
That's what I'm saying.
You put our lives at risk.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But it shows the optics of like, oh, now we're protecting this guy that y'all are mad at when he asked y'all to come see him. You know what I mean? Yeah. He was talking all crazy, talking all reckless, calling everybody monkeys and N-words.
Yeah. He knew he was being videotaped too.
Yeah, and didn't care. And then said, come to my house. And when they did, it's address. Like now he's behind a shield of police officers that are
because now they have to.
But nobody they vandalized his house afterwards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They vandalized his house after. But I'm saying, like, when I was all the videos that I watched, nobody was like throwing stuff at his house. Nobody was trying to break his windows. They were just yelling at the police officers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, yelling at the police officers and saying some dumb stuff.
Yeah,
like that's what I'm saying. Like,
I mean, you're always gonna have that.
Yeah, you can't control that.
People are gonna get emotional, and after somebody sees stuff like that, you just like he did, they're gonna come with the same energy.
And that's the thing.
That's the problem.
And in the past, there's been videos where it's the one guy walking down the block and a white mob is pushing him.
Yeah,
so it's a human thing. It's not necessarily a race thing. It's just like people jump on, they pile on.
Right.
But that's why I'm just saying it from the point of like, it's all wrong.
Yeah.
It's all not good. It's all not supposed to, like, we're counted amongst there's Jesus being counted amongst the transgressors. Like that's what I'm saying. Like we can if you don't have forgiveness, like it just stays around.
Yeah.
And as believers, it's not about a side. It's just about us praying for the situation. It's about us being true reconciliation. Like everybody deserves forgiveness. Even he deserves forgiveness. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
So, and like you said, I think even with the community aspect of it, if they kept reporting and nothing's being done,
yeah. I was just about to ask you, were you there when they were talking about that? Like I was overhearing the conversation when they were talking about, Nita was saying Tasha knew about the guy. He does this all the time.
Yeah, she said she
so I don't know, like maybe I should have dug into it more just to see like if
I've been in that situation before when we lived in Blackwood when that neighbor would harass Liz and I, and it is uncomfortable because you don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm 24 years old. I don't know what to do in that situation. And I don't know who the police's side they're going to take. I don't know. I'm fearful of that. So there is that element of like, how do I go about it? What do I do? If I call the police, are they going to believe me? So some people are just like, I'm going to at least leave this alone. This guy, obviously his bravado shows that he has a history of doing this.
And he thinks he's protected.
He thinks he's protected.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
But like Jake said, now that pride led to the fall that he's experiencing right now.
He's ultimately responsible for this.
Yeah, 100%.
He's ultimate, but again, he deserves forgiveness. Like, and we have to, like, this is something to show. We got to be accountable.
He deserves forgiveness, but he needs to be accountable for his actions.
And that's where you have to draw a line. Like, forgiveness don't mean you don't draw a line. Yeah. Forgiveness don't mean you let somebody run all over you. Right. No, you draw the line and say, but I forgive you. But in order to come over this line, you're going to have to receive that forgiveness.
Right. And I think that's what that was. I think those people showing up at the house, I think he now realized his big mouth has major consequences. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, if this didn't happen, what's the likelihood of him doing it again?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he says it in a video, in 2 videos. He says, and this happened, and this happened, and this didn't happen. Now what? Yeah. He's basically telling people, I triple dog did.
Yeah, he said that in that one.
He's saying it. He's like,
this is private property.
He finally ran to the end of the rope.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, it's not like we can't just like things need to change. Let's be a part of that change, and let's humble ourselves too. You know what I mean? And I know, like, people don't want to hear these things. Like, I know people want to be like, no, they deserve to, but you got to humble yourself. Like, you can't, you can stand. You can protest and be like, this isn't right. This should not go on.
Right.
Yeah. There's the problem.
And I think like Jamie said, after people started vandalizing.
You're good because those are the ones that we just want to cause trouble anyway. But the initial people that came there, they really wanted to see this dude be just held accountable. That's it.
Right.
You know,
it only takes a few.
Well, but then you get.
I saw a lot that the way they were talking.
I mean, of course.
But he caused that though.
Of course,
he caused that.
It doesn't matter if he caused it. I'm just saying that
it doesn't matter
still,
if he caused it.
It's still
if you provoke somebody, you can't be like, all right, I provoke you, but don't.
I'm not. No. But even if you if you provoke somebody and you shoot somebody, you are held accountable for shooting that person.
Sure.
That's my point.
Yeah.
That is my point. Like so,
and the people that were throwing stuff and doing stuff are getting arrested.
They're getting in trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's been multiple charges filed.
Yeah.
So they're being held accountable.
Which is my point. Like you can't keep putting yourself in those type of situations too. Also, just because like the anger I saw, like even with the guys, like some of the people with the cops, who were there, like it's just that needs to die.
Which is why the police department needs to be like, these kind of favors that we're doing for guys who are connected, we can't let that. We have a job to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? We have a job to do.
Yeah,
So let's not do that.
But the community has to hold them accountable.
Right.
Yeah. We have to hold them accountable.
And that's the other thing is that, like, I don't know if you saw the other video of that older woman that was saying, this is our fault because we keep voting in the same judges. We keep voting in the same people that are allowing this system to stay in place where they're doing. She's telling the crowd this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Part of it, too, is this. You know what should happen? We should have where the police, the protection that he needed that day for what he caused, he incited almost a mini riot.
He should have to pay for that.
He should pay for that.
He should have to pay
bill,
for that.
He should get that bill.
Right.
Guarantee you, if they pass a law saying if you incite or if you provoke and you cause this is the bill you get for your protection.
Right. Because now they were basically armed guards helping.
And they had to leave situations where they could have been doing other things to protect the community, to protect you from starting a mini riot.
Right.
So you get that bill.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think if we had something like that where people could see, like, my mouth, I got to check my pride so I don't get in trouble, like you were saying. But I can't use the police as my bodyguards.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's basically what he did.
That's what he did. And he knew that they would have his back.
But even if somebody kills somebody, you know what I mean? And like they're taking them into custody, the police they got to protect them.
Yeah, that's different.
You know what I
this
mean?
guy incited a riot, though. He basically told people.
Yeah, but how about somebody killing somebody?
Yeah, but
like, isn't that?
No, that's not different. This guy told people to come to his house, come see me.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying, what if somebody kills a bunch of people, and it's on the news, and they know about it, and people are trying to get them?
But the police
Isn't that
have
the
to.
same
The
thing?
police because it's their duty to arrest this guy. He's a murderer.
No,
This guy.
But then after that, they
They're
got to
arresting
protect
him.
him.
But what I'm saying is they weren't there to arrest him. They weren't there to arrest him.
Not initially, yeah.
No.
Not
Those police
until
weren't there
after.
to arrest him. They didn't arrest him until after
They
the
could
fact.
have stopped that right away.
Once they found out that he actually spit on the dude, that's when they took him in and they were going to give him a notice to appear.
So
he wasn't getting arrested.
So why were they there?
Okay, I didn't know that.
They were there to protect him.
Yeah, at his house.
To stop
because they knew
to
that.
stop the mob from destroying his house.
What I'm saying,
his property.
Who is the catalyst for this?
You're talking about the protests,
right? That's I'm showing the distinction, the difference between someone who killed people and the police duty is to arrest them. That's their job.
No, but then
not just
after
to
that,
arrest
they
them, they
have
have
to
to protect them too.
But what I'm saying is that comes apart because you have to make sure he makes it to the station so that you can do the process of arresting him. Right?
Even after that, though, you still got to protect him.
Right. But what I'm saying is this dude.
He went home though.
This dude, they went to his house to protect
the murder
him
doesn't go home.
from the mob.
You kill somebody.
No,
all right, go
okay.
home.
He goes home. The mob shows up. Now he has to call the police because
But
they're
he
going to
incited
bust.
that.
But
if you murder somebody, they don't. All right, you murder somebody. Okay, head on home.
Well, no, there's been situations in the past where somebody it came out in the press that this person was questioned and he's probably one, and then people, they're at his house or attacking him because they think he's the one.
Right.
Like
but
there's stuff like that.
I think what he's saying is if you intentionally cause this problem, right? And then now you need to call us to protect you from the problem that you caused. You should have to pay for that.
I can agree with that, but I don't think that. Okay, they went from that situation where he was at. the cops walked him home.
No. That's not what happened.
That's not what happened.
He ended up calling because
the mob showed up.
Because he created the mob.
Yeah, exactly. That's fine. I can agree with that. But they still have to protect him.
Right.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that should be his responsibility.
I agree with that. I can agree with that.
To pay for that. Like,
and if more people did that, or if that happened in more situations, people wouldn't.
Call and protect him. He called. Pay him that, but he gets the bill for inciting that.
With overtime.
He told people to come to his house.
Right. So because if we go tomorrow and say we want to throw this big party and we need police protection there, they gonna charge us. You're getting a big bill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For them 4 hours.
That's not part of their daily routine.
Right.
They don't care about your party.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's what he should. Like I said, if the laws are changed to stop people, so when they see this guy got charged $100,000 for this, how many people are going to do that?
Right.
You know, they're not. They're going. No, I ain't doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless you're part of.
Listen, it's like this. Like think about it, right?
Then you get bailed out of jail. You don't got to worry about that.
Kamala.
You know the cell phone thing?
Kamala gonna tweet.
Yeah. The cell phone thing. You get caught first time.
$200 driving. Yeah.
Next time, it goes up to $400.
Yeah.
Next time, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Then you lose your license. Yeah. Right. It escalates.
Right.
Which is dumb.
It is.
But nonetheless, it prevents you.
It stops people. It
de-incentivizes.
Yeah, exactly. Strong de-incentivization.
Right. You know what I mean? If you know that this road every Tuesday has a checkpoint.
Yeah.
Guess who's behaving, and you have to go down that road.
Right.
Guess who's driving? You know what I'm saying? This guy incited this thing. So to me, the way I look at it is he should be punished by handing him that bill for that protection.
Right. I agree with that.
Pay for that.
I agree with that.
And I also think that what you're saying is true, like about people not going overboard and taking this and just holding on to it.
Right.
But also, you know, we know that comes from, you know, half a century of
it comes from hurt. It comes from
Jamie, that wouldn't happen if the police officers did the right thing right away.
This is what I'm saying.
They got to be tactical and say, this could cause something.
Right.
No.
Right.
They got to see that.
He needed to see that situation and realize, like, all right, let me get this dude out of here.
Yeah.
And show them that, like,
he can't arrest him there.
He could remove him. I've seen them arrest people for less.
Well,
I've seen them arrest people for less. He could detain him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But then he's still like if what you're saying, the department is still in trouble that way. Like he went against procedure.
But how is he still in trouble?
He was the aggressor. You know what I mean? And
but
he spit on somebody.
The dude.
But they didn't know that at that point. When that officer showed up to that point,
that tells you that the officers really didn't investigate. They should have taken that tape and they should have looked at that and be like, no, this is what's happening. If you're
or ask them, they didn't tell him that he spit on me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
If you're an officer on the scene and somebody's filmed videotaping, wouldn't you want to see that? Like, what's going on here?
At the scene, though,
wait, because
you don't do that at the scene. You de-escalate first.
No. Aside from de-escalating, after all that's done,
or try to.
If 5 people are here, you got to get a statement from everybody.
Right.
You have to.
Yeah.
So in that process, who has the camera? What did you see? You would have gotten that. This guy and his behavior showed that he knew the police, so they would have ignored certain things, and that's what they did.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It seems like there could have been a smarter way for the. I mean, I understand the officer was trying to do what he thought he needed to do, but I mean, I'm basing it off of other situations I've been around with cops, and I've seen how they handle it.
But what's right or wrong, though? What's right or wrong?
This is what I'm saying.
Was that guy's behavior right?
No, but this is what I'm saying. Like, if you see a dude that's clearly like going off saying racist stuff right in front of you, like I had a situation like that when I worked at Quick Page when a customer started acting crazy and he thought the cops were going to have his back. And because I told him, like, yo, I'm not serving you. Get out of here. You know what I mean? Because he started saying racist stuff. And there happened to be 2 cops in the mall walking by. And then he was like, he was saying racist stuff to me. And the police officer was like, oh, what's going on here? And then he starts going on, this guy, he's saying racist stuff right in front of them. And they were like, yo, you want to get arrested right now?
Yeah.
Like get out of here, man.
Yeah, I've seen it.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, like, just because he was talking to me that way. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know. I understand, like, but I think the dynamic that he knew that guy plays into it.
Right. But he said, in that situation, it's like, okay, go home and you want to go home and I'll deal with you later? He did.
He did say that.
Initial officer did say that.
Yeah, he did
say that. So you can't fault him for... So, okay, let's go back to the situation where the girl was about to stab the other girl. Mm-hmm. The initial officer is...
That's somebody about to get stabbed.
Yeah, but initial reaction, though.
Right.
So his initial reaction is de-escalate, whether he knows him or not.
No,
and if he does know
I
him...
agree with that officer. I think that officer did nothing wrong.
Different. Yeah, that's different.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not different. His initial reaction... So this initial reaction is, let me de-escalate. And if I know you,
that officer
Frank,
didn't know that girl.
No, he knew the aggressor.
He knew the guy.
Frank,
yeah.
Calm down. I know you. Let me deal with you later.
Right.
So
Go home.
That shows that there could be a legal matter where he's showing a little bias. Come on, man. He's showing a little bias. Like the other officer that killed that girl, he didn't know her. He rolled up and seen he's not aware of it.
Initial reaction is what I'm saying. I'm not saying nothing after that. Right. His initial reaction is de-escalate. Yeah, my initial reaction is...
Right, but that's two different things.
I'm saying initial reactions is what I'm saying.
But I think those two situations are so different.
They are, but I'm saying that cop's initial reaction. His initial reaction is, let me de-escalate and let me talk to you later.
But what I'm saying, of course, his initial reaction walking up on a situation where he knows this guy and he hears him saying racist stuff, so he de-escalates in a way where...
It should be easier for him to do that, to de-escalate.
Right.
But that guy didn't. So now... After he said, come on, back up, my hand's here in case I got to deal with you. So he couldn't have known him.
Mm-hmm. But he's more pleading with him. He's more like, come on, man, just get out of here. He's not
Isn't
really
that a part of de-escalation?
No, it's not. He's pleading
Even
with him.
If you know him, no.
I think it could be.
If you know him.
It could be.
No, he's pleading with him. He knows that guy, man.
I think
he does know.
Listen, I know you.
Yeah.
So if I'm telling you...
But if I'm doing something wrong,
what's wrong? What is illegal that he did?
It's different between wrong and illegal.
You
what's
saw his
illegal?
What's I'm not saying he did anything illegal.
Okay, but so the cop can't do nothing to him.
What I'm saying is, it shows implicit bias. He knows him. He's pleading with him. He's not giving commands like, "Listen, if you don't, I'll do this. If you don't, listen." He's not doing that.
What you're speaking about?
He's basically saying, "Hey, listen, you need to stop. Go away. Stop." His voice, his tone.
But you're speaking about intent, like.
No, I'm not. I'm speaking about what happened.
No,
That's not
intent.
You can go back to the video.
I'm not.
Reading into it a little bit.
No, I'm not.
You are.
that's what you're saying.
No,
I'm saying.
I think you are. I think you are.
No, not at all.
I'm talking about
what I saw. I'm talking about what I saw.
I seen the same thing.
No, you seen something different than I did.
Exactly.
I disagree with you. Both you vehemently.
No, but this is what I'm.
Both you.
Because why? Because guys who were.
No, that has nothing to do. I'm talking about what I saw.
What I'm saying
I'm talking about what I saw
in court, in law. You can't say this is what I saw. You have to make it fact.
What? That is fact.
No.
No.
You say what you saw, but that doesn't. What you're saying has to be. Okay, is this the law that you're saying? That's where they make the interpretation. Yeah. Like just because you saw something and you imply.
That guy doesn't know the officer.
Imply what you saw.
That guy doesn't know the officer.
No, he does.
No, we already established that. We established that. We established that.
Okay. I'm talking about does he know the officer or not?
But
when he walked up,
when
the officer was walking up, he said
his name.
He said his name and he was like, "What are you doing back here? I already told you to leave." And then he starts walking towards him, and that's when the dude is like, "Back up, back up." And then he says, you know, something about these monkeys, and he's like, "Well, just go home, man. Just go home, and
I'll deal with you later."
He's with him again. Come on,
but that's after he's talking. He's talking to them.
Right. Yeah, he already walked up,
and then so he clearly didn't listen to what he said.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He's still there.
Still not illegal.
But what I'm saying is that's a moment for him to be like, look, if you don't go home, it's going to be a problem. Like, but what I'm saying is y'all don't see that the approach is totally different.
No, I see I know what you're saying, but
I know what you're saying too. But you can't just jump to.
I'm not jumping to that. I'm saying
that's all I'm saying.
I'm saying that
you can't. That's what I saw.
This is what.
That's what you're seeing.
But you can't jump to that.
This is what people are.
Because he might not act that way. Like he might be that way in a different situation.
I agree, but what I'm saying is people are gonna jump to that because that's what
that doesn't make it right.
No, I agree.
So I'm just saying
that's on video.
What's on video? Like what your interpretation of that video right here. My interpretation of that video are different.
Yeah, I disagree with you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
that's why policing is hard.
It's just what's illegal.
That's why it's hard,
because they have to go by law.
Because you don't know, this cop might be a nice guy. Like he really don't want
He could be a guy that knows him, that doesn't want to see him get arrested.
Right.
It could be that.
But
too.
my point is, and for you to say that, and for it to be legally judged, it has to be factual in terms of how it can be judged upon
or proved.
It has to be proved. That's a better word for it. That's all I'm saying.
Off of that video, he wouldn't be guilty.
Okay, so now, fine. Now it comes out in court. Let's say they do an investigation in the police department. They find out that there's been 7 to 8, 9 reports on this guy,
and they do nothing
about him. They know,
but they already know that there has been reports about him,
which is probably true.
That means there's a history of him doing this,
and that's the other part that plays into
why.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's where the community comes in.
So now that's what I'm talking about. The videos, the collected videos, and then the evidence that shows, because they're gonna have it logged, that they've known this guy and nothing has happened, and he's been terrorizing this. That's implicit. And
Matt,
now we show
multiple people have filed police reports on
that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking
about. I think it was the police chief came out and when they asked him about it, he said, "Well, we didn't have evidence at those times. This time we have the evidence on camera." So he said that we didn't, they made these claims and they filed charges, but we never pursued the charges because we didn't have any evidence. You know what I mean? That's what his.
So that's how they're gonna win that. They're gonna win that because it shows that there's some bias.
Yeah. So you see it where it's like, okay,
but I'm just saying from that you can't say that cop is biased.
No, you can't.
No, we're not going after the individual cop. We're going after if there's a collective record.
That's what we were talking about.
Yeah,
that's what we were talking about.
But it does
you guys didn't understand what I'm saying, and apparently I don't understand what you're saying. I'm talking about this. From the video, it shows that
you're
the cop...
saying
Wait. Let me finish. It shows that the police know him. Okay, fine. I can't make a judgment. I don't know how long he knows. I don't know if he knows him or not, but he knows him by name. Okay, fine, whatever. Let's say an investigation is done, and it's found out that there has been a collective of reports by if that officer did it, or because he names a bunch of them. I know this one, I know this one, I know this one. Let's say these reports have been filed, 7 of them, and really nothing has been happening. He's been allowed to terrorize the neighborhood. Then that shows that the police department has an implicit bias towards him, right? That means they're doing stuff to protect him. They're not really protecting the community. They're not doing their job.
Right.
That's what's happening. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about one particular incident individual, but after a collective, people said, look, he did this to me. He did this to me. He did this to me. He did. If there is evidence that the police have documentation that all these people have come and filed cases and nothing has been done, they're in a lot of trouble. They're in a lot of trouble. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about one incident with a guy who's like yelling and screaming, go away, go. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the collective.
Right.
Yeah. And
that's what
it was sounding like.
Right. But it's not just, it's sounding like that when you think it's just about this video. It's the video.
It's not just the video.
Along with, hold on, let me finish what I'm saying. It's when
what you're saying.
when you're looking at the video plus knowing that what we know about the whole situation now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you're watching the video with that in mind. So you know that the police department has been told that this dude has multiple incidences with them, that right. he engages with them all the time. In the video, he talks about the people that he knows that are
He's bragging about
the reason why. Wait. The reason why why nothing's gonna happen to him is because he knows this one and that one. The reason why he's gonna be able to get away with the reason why the police have no jurisdiction there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So when you see all of that, you can make a judgment based off of all of that and say there's something messed up is going on here.
You can look at it and say there's probably something going on here. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, you don't really know all the ins and outs. Like, could there be? Yeah. But you
more than likely, yes.
You don't know all the ins and outs. No, because if you don't have the evidence, then
but there is evidence, Jake, though. There is evidence.
There's evidence because there's cases.
There's evidence.
Just because there's cases doesn't mean there's evidence.
Has he been charged?
What?
Like, yeah, just because somebody...
Why hasn't he been charged?
Has he been charged?
Because he knows somebody.
So if people have called the police on him because he smeared poop on somebody's car and nothing happened. If people have called the police on him because he kicked somebody's door in and nothing happened. If people have called the police on him because he shot somebody's windows out with a BB gun and nothing happened. And then we see this video with him talking about why nothing happened.
How is that no evidence?
Hold on. But he said that he was at work, right? That's what he said in the video.
That was his alibi.
That's his alibi.
No. He was talking about something separate when that happened. He was talking about one of the neighbors
Okay.
One of the neighbors,
maybe he's smarter than he looks. He has people
helping him. When he was talking about at work, he was talking about something else. He was complaining about.
But he's also saying, "Hey, you mess with me. This is what. Remember that girl that got shot? She got this. But I was at work. Meaning, hey, I'm not involved in this. But this is what happens if you mess with me. That's what he's doing. He's threatening that guy.
But what I'm saying is, you can that is a lot of like circumstantial evidence, if not anything. You say there's no evidence.
No,
like,
it's circumstantial.
When you see that someone has,
you see there's a pattern,
of the police being called and then nothing happening because they really can't do anything about it, and then they have this, like when the dude walks up and sees him in people's face, he's walking up while the dude's in the face, and then he starts yelling at him, "Get out of here! What are you doing here?"
Yeah, he's clearly the aggressor.
So it's like you're walking into a situation where like it's more than likely he's the problem.
Mm-hmm. I'm not saying I definitely know he's the problem.
But what I'm saying is, even if you know that, the police know that too. Mm-hmm. You know, so then when you see his approach to it, where it's like, and I get it, like de-escalate first.
But maybe that cop, met him on. I don't know.
Like maybe he don't know.
I think you guys are playing devil. You guys are trying to play devil.
No.
You guys are reaching very far to like give it all the benefit of the doubt.
To be honest, because they could just know from all the reports that come in for
exactly.
He
don't.
He knew the police.
He called police reports.
Wait.
Those are reports, man.
When the cop walked up, he called him by his first name. The guy, Cagney, called the police officer by his first name and said, "What are you doing here?"
White, what are you doing here?
Yeah, whatever.
That's last name.
Last name. Yeah. Whatever. He called him by his name.
Yeah.
And he said, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah.
And then he called him by his name.
Right.
They know each other.
Yeah. How many reports did they have on him? That cop could have been multiple times.
From the report, he knows him by sight.
Yeah. So then
if I had 9 reports, I'm gonna know that officer if he came.
And you have 9 reports on a guy, and
I'm talking about.
So you know his behavior. 9 reports on a guy.
Obviously, you know his behavior.
So then you do nothing about it.
How about this?
I'm trying.
How about this?
You know he go sit.
If a lot of times people who are more prestigious in communities, they know the law or they have good lawyers. You know what I mean? So it's sometimes you gotta you gotta watch how you get them because they might put a lawsuit on us. I don't know. Like I'm just saying, like a lot of times, like cops can do stuff to people who are ignorant because they don't know the law.
Right.
You know that happens too.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
I'm just saying, like
the cops
like
can't.
he knows like. What he can get away. He tries. He rides that line. You know what I mean?
And then that's gonna be where the undoing is. Because if he does,
but that's what happens.
That's the law. But no, we want justice, right? So if we forget the riots, forget throwing bottles, there should be justice. If that's what the cop is doing, any police officer is doing is showing implicit bias towards somebody because they have money and status. They should be punished for that. Mm-hmm. Well, that's not the law. That's not what you signed up for.
I'm not talking about that. I'm saying like if they know that they're going to come at him and they got to be careful of how they deal with him. I don't know. Like there's probably is some bias in terms of like he knows this one and he knows that one.
And I get what you're saying, but that's wrong.
Yeah. That's not wrong to like watch how you come at somebody.
No. If they have,
but it's wrong.
If you're saying if they have a title, if their status.
Mom said, "Calm down, men of God."
No. I'm not saying it's wrong.
This is how men talk. We can talk like
that. Listen, I love everybody here. I just disagree.
Which is fine. What I think is, if we're gonna be honest, like I see what y'all are saying and how like we can't get caught up in trying to discuss someone's intent. But if you're looking at this situation just from a human standpoint and knowing all the factors involved,
and based on the law,
well, just based off of what we know, what's come out, right? And then watching that video and seeing his approach to the guy, because you know for a fact that most police officers, not all, most police officers are going to assert their authority in a situation, especially coming up on something, especially when you know that someone is being an aggressor and talking to you crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you tell him to go home. He don't listen. He keeps yelling at you. Yeah. And then you still plead with this guy in a manner where it's like, you don't get assertive at all.
Y'all know my story about how I got 8 tickets?
Yeah.
Cop didn't want to hear one word from me. I was trying to explain.
Right.
He didn't want to hear nothing. But I shut my mouth.
Right.
Because if I didn't, I knew where I was going.
But they're going to say that's
people handle things differently.
It's anecdotal. But what I'm saying is, when you look at the way he handled that, I think he handled it wrong.
I agree.
I mean, that's your opinion, though.
Yeah. But that's what I think.
I mean, cops are there.
Well, what could he have done different then? Arrest him?
Not arrest him, but let him know, like, get the hell out of here.
Be more assertive.
If you're gonna,
your interpretation.
If you think it's okay to talk to people like that, and then disrespect me, and not like when I walk up, you disrespect me.
Yeah.
I'm coming into the situation because what do they always say? The person that called the police needs to talk to them first. You know what I'm saying? They called the police on him.
You can hear the woman's voice. She's clearly
like
distraught.
We hear this so many times when it's other situations. Oh, this is protocol. This is how they, but then we have all of these excuses for like why it's not the same energy on a situation that looks clearly like you could
with evidence,
especially knowing the fact that this dude has a history of this and they know each other, and that he walked up and the dude first thing he does is tell him, "What are you doing here?" You know what I mean? And curses him out. Get the F out of here. F you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I think
tell me
to be honest with you though, I think like he should handle it in a calm way when that dude is yelling at him. He should not be like, "Oh, you're disrespecting me," like, because so many cops have.
I agree. I think cops do handle that wrong.
Yeah,
when they think that you're supposed to just bow down to their authority as a police officer. I don't agree with that at all.
Because
but what
you're
I'm saying
there to
is
protect and serve.
But what I'm saying is, most of the time, that's the energy.
I know, but
in my encounters with police,
is that let's hold them to the right thing.
I agree with that, but what I'm saying is
what I'm saying.
No, because
maybe he has.
I'm saying do what the law says.
Maybe he has something on the chief of police.
Listen, all I'm saying is
because we don't know.
When people see that, it fuels all of this stuff that we're dealing with now. Yep. All of this divisiveness.
Not only that, but if this police department get investigated and it's found that there is a plethora of evidence where people have called and they've done nothing, that's going to lead to other things.
Make it worse.
And it's going to make people want to question police departments more. So they're causing it themselves. Part of their lack of showing, like, listen, there's a way to fix this. This guy's clearly aggressive. Like you said, he came up cursing at them. There's a way to handle that where it don't make the police look bad. Or people are already aggressive toward the police. He made them look bad. And he's basically saying, look, this is my army. Ain't nothing that you can do. They got my back. That's what he's saying. And there's video, like I said, there's multiple videos, not just that one, of him saying that.
He was talking to that dude like he's his boss.
Because he probably feels that way.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, technically, yeah.
As a citizen. That's true. That's true too. But I'm just saying,
people feel entitled.
I'm just saying that, like that ain't. I barely ever see. It's a rare occurrence when you see someone come with that energy in a situation like that.
When somebody is that aggressive, okay, I agree with you on that.
I mean, yeah, let's hold people. We need to hold people to a higher standard.
But who's the people?
The police, ourselves,
each other. And I think that's what's happening, though. I think that's what's happening.
Well, yeah, to a certain extent. But then some people that's not what's happening because they holding some people.
You can't control everybody.
They holding some people.
People were upset and tried to. The justice was served, and once it was done and he left, then it started getting out of control because you have the people there who are they're just there to start fires. You know what I mean? You can't control that. But he incited that. Well, he asked people to come to his house.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that we can't keep, like, as a community, we can do better. As a community, we can come.
Of course.
So what would you do in a community if there's a guy terrorizing you like that? What would you
do? If there's a guy terrorizing
you?
I'm gonna talk to him.
You've talked to the police. You've talked to him.
I'm gonna talk to him. I'm gonna call the police. Like, there's nothing else I could do.
After 8-9 times, what do you do?
I mean, I'm not just going to do that. I'm gonna pray about. Like, there's gonna be other things I do. I'm gonna pray. Because I know there's spirit. I know it's more spiritual than anything.
That's you though, Jake.
But that's not. But you just asked me what I would do, and I'm telling you.
Right, but I'm going somewhere with this.
Okay.
I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
You're a man of God. You're going to pray about it 20 times, 40 times. You're going to keep praying, right?
Right.
You're done. You're just going to fast and pray. But that you can't ask for everybody to
do that. I'm not asking.
Everybody doesn't operate under that authority.
I'm not asking everybody. I never said I would ask. But
you're saying there's a better way. Who's we? None of us are doing that. So I'm asking.
There's a standard that you can, just because people don't pray, don't mean you can't uphold a standard. Like you can be the standard. It starts with you.
Yeah.
Starts with your house. That's all I'm saying. Like you can be that standard.
And there's also a saying live by the sword and die by the sword. That guy lived by the sword. That's what he was doing.
I'm not negating anything yes. But people doing the same thing is the same exact thing you're saying. But if you're gonna attack, throw stuff at people, want to get somebody back, it doesn't matter if he was doing it. If you do it, you just as bad as him.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So then,
but there's also a thing called justice too, and he got what he deserved. He got what he deserved. He lives in a land of laws, so he was breaking the law, and he got punished for it. And he was clearly getting away with it.
He got punished for it by getting arrested, but he don't. You're saying he got what he deserved by getting his house messed up?
Yeah, he incited that. He asked for that.
It happened because of what he did, but
the behavior doesn't make it right.
They did that.
He reaps what he sowed.
Yeah, listen,
that's not right. Okay. And if I say,
listen, that's your opinion.
No.
But I disagree.
It's the truth, because
that's not the truth.
It is the truth. Not the truth. The truth is, if I say that he got what he deserved and it's okay for that to happen, then I lower myself.
No, get out of here.
That's the truth, dude. That's not the truth. If I say, you know what, he did that, go ahead, do whatever to that house across the street. I'm lowering my standard for my neighborhood.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing. Right. Because I'm saying it's okay. Because he did it.
Eye for an eye.
It's
you
all
can't
right.
live by that. You
like,
gotta go
and that's not.
You're making this a personal thing. I'm talking about the law. He broke the law.
But that's what he said. He got arrested.
That's what you're talking about. Yeah. What they did. That's not the law.
I'm not justifying what they did.
What he's saying is
invited that.
But what he's saying, but just because you invited it doesn't mean that we should take the invitation. Is what he's saying.
No, I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying I understand why that happened.
Right.
Yeah. That's what I'm
there's
saying.
a difference between. But there's a difference between understanding why it happened and saying that that's what he should.
That's what he deserves. You know what I mean?
Because then you put yourself in the place of judging what this guy deserves.
Because then I can deserve the same.
That's the whole thing with Jesus and cast the first stone thing. It's like, well, we all have places where.
No. The reason I'm saying that is I feel like they're trying to defend his behavior.
That's the problem.
That's not what they're doing.
Yeah. But you said I'm trying to make excuses for him, so I'm like, I can't just sit here.
When
and
did I say that? Excuse with the cop?
Yeah.
No.
You guys said that earlier. You said that. Well, what did he do wrong? You didn't think that guy did anything wrong?
What? Who I don't even know what you're. Who?
The aggressor guy?
Yeah. When the aggressor guy when the police roll up and the aggressor guy. When he was cursing at the police,
no,
you don't think
the guy is wrong.
Yeah,
no, I'm saying that's wrong.
Said that he didn't do anything,
but he didn't break any laws.
Is it illegal?
Yeah,
is what I'm saying.
That's what.
That's
morally was wrong. That's what they were saying. But he didn't do anything illegal.
No.
But it depends. It depends on the police officer if he.
But aside from spitting on, if someone spit on you.
Well, once they found out that's why he got arrested.
Right.
Because once they found out he spit on the guy, he got arrested.
Yeah. And when they find that out, like that takes.
They had to get the video.
Yeah.
And now there's a collection of videos.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm off of that one video. I made no judgment. One video, I made no judgment.
Right.
But after the collective came out, I'm like, okay, this is wrong because the police knew about this.
Yeah.
Right? So they allowed him to be a terror and they allowed him to grow. They allowed that to happen.
Yeah.
Whether he had clout in the community, whether he had a position, whether he's under attorney, whether he holds a position, it's still wrong. That's what I'm saying.
Wrong and illegal is two different things.
Kicking the door down.
Wrong and illegal are two different things.
But it could be deemed illegal.
What they're saying is sometimes it's harder to through the law deal with these situations. That's why I was saying it's the community has to be in a place where we don't stand for this and don't allow this and do something about it, because sometimes the law can't handle it. Like sometimes the law is so complex that their hands are tied, and I think in this situation is definitely some favoritism or whatever. He knows some people, but even in other situations, because there's plenty of neighborhoods where people getting shot all the time and no one's getting arrested. You know what I mean?
Right. Intimidation.
Not only that, it's just you don't have the evidence.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? You don't have the evidence to make an actual arrest.
Right.
You know
and what
I
I'm
mean?
saying too is there's another part of it where forget about him and his behavior, but what does it make any organization, whether state, local, federal, look like when they find someone who's been doing something and basically using and trying to intimidate the men and the women sworn to protect as their own? That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes them look bad. It does. It's already. It's terrible for police officers.
I think this needs to be exposed in a lot of these police departments.
You gotta hold the police department accountable. You know what I mean? You gotta I agree with you on that. I'm just saying that I don't see everything, so I just can't cast there might have been some legalities where they couldn't step over, where they couldn't make the decision. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
So in that, I can't judge them there.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. They probably could have did a better job. By what we see, they probably could have did a better job.
Just like you said, that dude that restrained himself could have did a better job. I'm saying the cop could have did a better job. And,
oh yeah, exactly,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's the way I see it.
That's the way you see it.
Because I look at it he knew all of this stuff going into the situation. Knows this guy. Knows what his history is. Knows what this community. Clearly, he knows these people. So it's his approach seemed like he was still kind of favoring him a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it seemed like that to me.
And a lot of people, it seemed like.
You know what I mean? And it might not be. I could be 100% wrong.
You can't just go in.
No, of course.
We gotta have dialogue, which is what we're doing, which is why we're not yelling at each other.
Right.
But
no matter how it looks.
Very true. We can't assume. Good point. We can't assume.
Right.
I'm saying, what if that investigation is done and it is found to be like that?
Right,
then you look for another reason to be well, you can't look at that because that.
No, because then the truth has been exposed.
But not only that,
that's what I'm talking about.
But not only that, you can still say that maybe that cop's not the one that was involved in those situations.
Sure.
But maybe it's
People
not on him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the department definitely.
Right.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that makes that puts a black eye on the police. We already know what.
But that should happen because then you can you can't. This is the problem I have. That's what forgiveness is about. You don't just say, "Oh, you're horrible." The point of you saying, "I got an issue against you. I hold a debt against you," is you didn't hold up to your character.
Right.
The whole point of forgiveness is forgiving that, not holding up to that character. But you got the ability. But because I forgive you, I'm giving you the chance to uphold that character.
Right.
Right. I mean, that's in terms of people. The police department is a little different,
right?
Obviously, but
there's forgiving at different levels is much harder sometimes.
It's harder, but it's still possible.
It's possible, but
it has to be possible.
Everything is possible, but what I'm saying is there's a lot of trauma sometimes that makes it harder for people. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah. So,
but that's why it's the ones who. That's why the problem is we have no real understanding of honor.
Mm-hmm.
We got no understanding of elders, and not just old people. I'm talking about people who should be looked at and honored, who are giving of themselves for the community, for people. You know what I mean? And there's disrespect. So yeah, it's hard. It becomes harder to see. Right. But when you can see it, you can honor it.
Sure, I agree with that. But then there are always people, right, who are the people who are going to try and exert themselves. There's that too. There's people in the community. We've all lived in a community where there are people who are just unagreeable.
Right.
They just want to start. You know what I mean? And eventually, they'll bully a group of people, and eventually they run the course. The rope runs out. That happens too. You know what I mean?
But I think that's more of a flaw of human beings. Just like what we're talking about with police departments. Like if we can with community, if we can solve the problem with what we are as far as culture and human beings and what we prioritize and what we honor, all of those other systems get fixed.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Because then those elements can't come in.
But when you don't say nothing, like that guy, he wants to intimidate.
Right.
And he wants to shut people up. Right? That's his point. Like he look at everything he's saying. He wants to intimidate you. He wants to shut you up. That's what pride does. And pride keeps a bad structure around. You know what I mean? But when we humble ourselves, when we forgive a guy, like when we humble ourselves, but we uphold the true structure of the way things were intended to be. That's righteousness.
Right.
Right. That's right. Right. But we got to learn that. We got to humble ourselves because like what I think is wrong, and people judge so much when they need to judge themselves. You know, why are you looking at the little speck in somebody's eye when you got a plank in your eye? You know what I mean? Sometimes we got to humble ourselves, and then we can grow in understanding and be that light for other people, you know, because we first got to seek the light ourselves. So we can be that light, and then we, when we're a community, and when I say that, I mean, we talk to one another, right? We honor one another, and we're talking and we're holding each other accountable. We're literally building with each other, right? We're building a structure that we uphold. That's why it has to be a communal thing, right? We're building not only a structure, but it's a government, right? That's what the church was meant to be.
Communism.
Definitely not.
Everybody equal.
You say community, community.
No, community,
communism,
commune.
Yeah, right.
Or communion, right? Because communion is sharing,
right?
What are we sharing? The body of Christ. The body of Christ is the structure of God, right? It's the body. So, because the problem is we so caught up in church, everything else, church, world, but those things have to come together because everything God is the solution for every issue we got in our in our communities, in our lives, in our households. You know what I mean? It's just that we can't make the connection. We can't make the connection. So if I can't make the connection, then I need to humble myself. There's always a solution. I can't just say, well, people go through these things. Yes, but there's a solution. So I'm going to humble myself and keep on humbling myself until I find it, because now I can love somebody in a way where I can make that connection where I couldn't make that connection. Because if not, I'm just going to get frustrated and get pissed off.
Right. That's Daryl Davis with the KKK guys.
Right. Yeah. And all things are possible through Christ. All things. So if I'm hung up on all these things that are going on in my community, he's the solution. That's all I'm trying to say. He's the solution for every single thing. And do we believe that? Do we really believe that? And every trial we go through, that doesn't mean that I might not get arrested. I might get arrested. If there's a corrupt community, right? Corrupt police, and I do stand, think I probably will get arrested. But that's not the end of it.
Right.
That's the trial of my faith. You get what I'm saying? That's the trial of my faith. Because eventually God will glorify me. That's what the Bible is all about. If I die, he's going to glorify me. He's going to glorify me. I have to believe it. I can't be stuck under what is going on with that dude and that guy. There's a solution for all those things, right? We can see the problems, but the solution is in Jesus. And I know it's just so simple in a whole complicated world. You know what I mean? But that's really it. We can come together. So every time there is a problem, it's like getting thrown into a new environment that you never. If you get frustrated, like getting thrown into deep water, and you can't swim, you're gonna try to hold on to something or someone. But when you trust God, he's teaching you and leading you how to swim. You know what I mean? He's leading in that place, that new environment that you've never been in before. Then you can swim, and he's showing you, see, you can do it. And what comes out of the water every time? Land. Let there be life, or let there be light, right? What came out of the water? The ground did. So when we commune in the flesh of God, that's so we can make it flesh in the world, the word made flesh. Literally coming out of those waters where we're going in deep and we don't know what to do. You know what I mean? But if we're trying to hold on to things, pride, like, or yeah, that's right or that's wrong, but yet it's not helping the situation, then we're just going to keep going through the same things, because it's going to be my pride against your pride, what's right against what I think is right against what you think is right.
Back under the law.
And then we don't go back under the law. Exactly.
And that's what we see happening more and more now, where it's just these different camps of, I think this is right, you think that is right, and we're all just fighting each other constantly.
Right.
And it's just, we spread further and further.
So many, there's some people that, like, no matter what you say to them, and that's what I meant, like, when I said he could have did a better job. That's what there's so many people you can talk to, and they ain't listening to one single thing you say, but there's somebody that you can plant a seed, even if it sounds like you're not listening. I mean, even if it sounds like they're not listening, you can plant a seed. You know what I mean? And it's in hope, it's in faith. But if I'm talking to them in a way where it's like, I don't give a F, get out my face, like, what, you know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. Like, yeah, nothing you can do. But there's always hope. That's all I'm saying. There's always hope. There's always hope in a situation, but you still got to draw that line.
Yeah, you know? And it's not easy for people to humble themselves that far. You know what I mean?
No, it's not.
It's like, God forgive me, but I can't see it right now.
Yeah, yeah. Devil don't win this round. I'm gonna have to punch this dude in the face.
I'm gonna have to go up top on him.
Devil don't win this round.
That devil's a line stepper,
right? Yeah, because that's hard. That's hard.
It is hard.
Yeah.
But hey,
hit you with this.
All things are possible through Christ who strengthens us.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
That's the point. Like,
but the thing is, people hear that so much, but again, it's never broken down in a way where it applies to real life for someone.
Right.
You know
it's
I mean?
always easy to say that until you're in the situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Until you're there,
exactly.
Right?
And it's happening.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And when you do it wrong,
God forgive me.
and when you do it wrong, what happens? You want to feel shameful,
right?
You know, that's the devil. Like,
but that, like you said, like, if we can't forgive that guy, we don't get forgiven for when we do it wrong.
Yeah. We're not going to forgive ourselves.
No,
right.
No. And I think too, forgiveness doesn't mean no justice.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
No,
it has to be justice.
Justice will happen. Yeah,
yeah.
But you have to allow God to bring that justice.
Yeah. You can't hold on to that.
Right,
That's why for me, like, I waited. I watched the first video I saw. I was upset about it, but context, I don't know. I haven't watched it. But once I saw the collection of other things, I was like, okay, something here is wrong.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And that's it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Got any comments in there?
But like,
there's some comments. People have been chiming in. I'll just read a couple. Yo for Life was commenting and said they knew one another. He was hardly prestigious. He was using derogatory slanders without getting checked. They did have his back, escorted and protected him. And then she said good night. I guess she just wanted to chime in. Lena said, I definitely get what Jake is saying. It's definitely not okay that people vandalize his house. Vandalism is a crime as well, and hate crimes aren't worse. Both are wrong. Mom said the consequences for his actions was that he got vandalized, which was wrong too. And Lena said, yep, both are wrong.
And Emma said, yeah, I feel that way too. The cop demonstrated some level of bias. If that was flipped over, the approach will have been different.
Yeah. I mean, and I get what you guys are saying. Like, there's no way to know that for sure. But I would say balance of probabilities.
Yes.
If you want it,
but I'm not
on averages.
I can't put myself in that judgment position.
Right.
Like, that's going too far. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. Yeah. I feel you.
For me, I can't do that.
Right.
You know.
No, and I get that. Like I said, even though it was heated, I respect. I see it a different way. I do. And for me, it's like, once I judge a situation, I look at it as, okay, don't get emotional on the video, even though that wants to come about, right? Mm-hmm. But once other evidence comes out that this has been happening collectively, then there has to be some sort of correction and justice, you know?
Okay, so there's stuff that's happening in this country with, like, the corruption in the government, like, on the higher levels, and people are mad that nothing is there's no justice.
Yeah.
Like, And this is kind of blatantly obvious with some of the stuff. Like, look at the stuff that happened, you know, with the pedophilia stuff. Like, so this is stuff that has not happened. What do? We trust God for his justice. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you might not get the justice that you expect, right? But that's where we trust God. Sometimes he's working it out for ourselves. He's teaching us patience.
Right.
He's teaching us endurance and teaching us a greater love.
Because sometimes you can do more damage going out and trying to seek that justice.
Sure, yeah.
Or trying
taking it
to,
in your own hands.
Right.
But who's to say that this wasn't a form of justice?
Could be.
Who's to say that this guy, that he had finally reached the end of his rope?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then off of that rope, if it's true, the whole department to be exposed.
Right. And then that's even better justice than
it starts there.
Yeah. You know, anything we can do.
Right.
Or what we thought.
Like, imagine if that dude knocked him out right there. Some people would have thought that was justice.
But then later on, he might have got arrested.
He gets arrested.
Or the police roll up, see him on top of him, kills him.
Then it's a whole nother
thing.
story.
Or that guy punched him and killed him.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now it's like...
Yeah. It's this stuff is not easy, man. It's so dynamic that, you know, it's something that it's worth talking about.
Yeah. But do we want to leave it up to chance? You know what I mean? Like,
no.
Or do we want to stay quiet?
But I think something is happening, though. I think there is.
Let it be exposed.
Something is happening.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you know.
That's what I'm saying. These things need to happen.
Yeah.
That's why nobody wants to be a police officer right now. Mm-hmm. They're having a hard time.
They're having trouble.
Yeah. And that's
and part of it too is yes. Part of it is some of the wrongs that they have done. That's what led to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
you
know.
Yeah, it's not only
people abuse their powers.
It's not only the negative attacks on like that, but that is a symptom of what has been going on.
Right.
For
it's like you know, you drive around, you see a police on his phone.
Yeah.
You can't pull up and be like, "Hey, get off the phone."
Yeah.
You know,
well, you could, but
you see what happens.
Do you want to do that?
No, I don't, because I'm
as
afraid.
a black man.
No, because I'm afraid.
I saw a video on YouTube where a dude pulled over a cop.
Did you ever see that?
Citizens arrested.
Yes. But there has been videos of cops crashing into people and blaming them.
Yeah.
And luckily, the people have dash cam, and the cops arrested the person.
Yeah. Wow. I saw that. I saw that. What about the cop that flipped that pregnant lady's car over?
Yeah.
Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
No.
Some woman he pulled over on the highway, and she was put her blinker on because she was going to try to. There was no shoulder or something, so she was going to try to get off on the exit to stop. She put her four-ways on, and then he just like revs up and goes behind her and fishtails her like to. I guess he thought she was not pulling over or something or gonna run, so he just like fishtailed her, and the car on the highway, and the car just like spins out of control, hits the median, and flips over. She was pregnant.
See, he shouldn't be a cop.
But then when he gets out the car, he said something to her like, "What were you doing? Like, why'd you make me do that?" kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Isn't that all?
Wow.
Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. I think that we can't always look for the excuse. You know, I'm not saying you guys. I'm just saying in general. Like, I feel like because there's such an attack on police, people are like, the cops stay with them. But there's a lot of things that need to change with them too.
That's why I'm saying it's a dynamic situation, because there is like all of these things are symptoms of human beings.
Right, right.
And
all of these
flaws.
things are happening because of the church. Like, that's the problem. The church is the issue, because if the church stands up, things change. Like, and if I don't care if people don't understand that. That's the point. The church is the government. The church is the ecclesia. That is a governing body. Whatever you loose, it's not whatever you loose on earth is loosed in the heaven where Jesus is. It's the heavenlies. It's the ruling area.
Right. And when the church doesn't take up its role in society, then you have all of these things that start spiraling. It's out of control.
It's not the church doing stuff in community.
Yeah.
It's the church becoming
the standard.
What is the church? It's the body, right? Being the actual body.
Right.
Being the actual body, flesh, word made flesh of Christ, right? That's what we're supposed to be doing. We all have a part.
Are there Christian police officers?
Yes, there are.
Yeah. No,
right?
I was just joking.
No. But yes, there are. Like we are supposed to be.
Listen, there are plenty of good. I know. I work with a couple of guys that were good guys when I used to do security, and you know they were awesome.
Well, I meant there's police you can be. We're technically, especially men or sons of God, are supposed to be like police officers. They're protecting, they're serving, they're guarding, right? They're guarding. They're supposed to be guarding territories. They're supposed to be guarding and protecting people from things they can't protect themselves from. Spiritual things.
If I see you out there in a badge and a uniform,
I don't have to do all that, right? Because that's not what it's about.
Yeah, I think it's just we have to hold, aside from the being believers, which is absolutely true. If we live in a society, we know not everybody's going to be believers, but we have to have a standard in holding people accountable.
Right.
Whether black, white, we have to put all that aside and focus on what's right or wrong, based on those laws that we set, right? And focus on that. It's like you showed the clip earlier with the lady, right? Is that a law? Like, do they have to let her in?
I think so. And
it's a law.
In that state, yeah.
Then you know what I would do? I probably wouldn't go to that place,
right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would, you know.
Yeah. So that's what you like. That's the other side of it. It's like, what if the
business.
laws don't align with what you think is right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's
Exodus.
I think, like I said, we have. Go ahead.
No, I was just thinking about the situation where there was a.
Say something, Mom. Get involved. I threw him all off.
No, what was I saying?
Get involved.
No, about a business. It was they had Christian morals, and a gay couple came with
the
bakery,
yeah,
and they didn't want to give them the cake, and then
they got canceled.
They got canceled. Yeah. So it's like the fear of being
but then
canceled.
But Chick-fil-A, can't nobody cancel Chick-fil-A.
They like the chicken's too delicious.
He ended up winning in court.
He did.
But they got it again.
But now, they're going to keep.
But what I'm saying
keep trying. They'll keep pushing.
Do believers find that guy and be like, "That's the guy we're buying from"?
Yeah.
How do we do that?
I think
there's a point to that.
But I think that's putting out the fires. I think again, like it's got to be more about we have to be the standard to change culture back. Like it's not going to be an overnight thing. It's like it took so long for it to be what it is now, so far from what it was supposed to be.
Right.
That is.
But what I'm saying is, so if that guy, let's say that guy business was ruined and no one came to support him, the next person who feels like that's like, I don't want to do this because that guy was destroyed.
Exactly.
And no one came to support. It's like you feel, you know what I mean?
Right.
Except, you know how, like you're saying it took so long, but acceleration happens from brotherly love. Right. Acceleration of a culture in God, because it's like structure, character, morals. All these things won't have no meaning if you don't carry that meaning that comes from understanding who God is, from humbling yourself.
And nowadays, because of modern advances like technology and the internet and social media, that's the beauty of those structures. Even though they've become what has degenerated a lot of culture, it can change it back like that because culture shifts so quick now because of the internet.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's why it has to do, like, one thing that we're doing at church and that has been like, and I'm realizing like how many things we just don't talk about, like talking about what you like, stuff that you're ashamed to talk about, right? Talking about things that you've kind of you've been afraid to tell people. When you confess those things, it brings an acceleration to your life. It brings an acceleration, but you gotta be trusting in God to trust in others with that. You know what I mean? And which is hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to do, but it creates a culture of trust.
But that's also the humbling, because it's like you have to remove all the pride that you have of like this is the person that I present to people. You have to be vulnerable in a way where it's like, these are the things that I struggle with, y'all.
Yeah.
Like I've been dealing with this, I've been dealing with that, you know what I mean?
And you have to be careful with that too. Because you have to be around people who can help you. Yeah. You know, you can't just go telling everybody, hey, guys, check this out.
Yeah.
You got to be
that's what a real church is supposed to be. A real church, you got to be comfortable. Even if, like, we're cultivating trust. because we trust God in giving it up. You know what I mean? And trusting one another. And then the funny part is, like, the more we buy into that, the ones that ain't doing it, they get weeded out.
Yeah.
But when you don't uphold that, just like you don't uphold humility and being vulnerable.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think part of it too is there's a sense of maturity that comes with when you're seeing something or when you're hearing something, just to slow down. Even though these emotions are, thank you, Stan. These emotions are swelling up in you. There's something that comes with being calm, even though, and you got to suppress that feeling of wanting to lash out, to be like, relax, let me find out. It's like someone telling you something about your kid. You know what that feels like, but relax. Your kid could be wrong, and it could be a teacher to pull your child out of this potential thing that starts off like this, but can be a volcano. But if you don't, and you're like, no, my kid never does anything wrong. Right. Screw you. I hate you. Get out of here.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've seen so many of that where I'm like, I gotta humble myself here. You know what I'm saying? And I use that example because we all know a child is personal. No one wants to hear anything.
Yeah.
They come back to me and say, hey, Jamie, Elise, and your reaction is,
how dare you?
Right. Yeah. Then you never get a chance to potentially fix something that needs to be addressed.
Right.
This is the issue with race, sexuality. It's like if we have a chance to fix something, let's look at it. Let's stop being so emotional.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. And I think that's the pushback that we give a lot of times with the go-to narrative for everybody is like, and people know that from just talking to us and watching this podcast, is we push back against those things a lot because it's like we have to be able to be honest about the things that we need to fix.
Sure.
Even though there are all these other nuances, there's these problems, there's a lot of things that people are dealing with. But if we can't start with what we need to fix first, then it's just going to always be a blame game.
Sure.
And sometimes you don't know what you need to fix.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why we got to tell them.
But that's why we need to, that's why we turn to God. Like,
Right.
He'll show us the things that we're not even looking at. We're not even paying attention to. Or somebody else will speak it to us. You know what I mean?
So who's going to tell Dave, we need to fix this air conditioner?
Yeah, because I'm sweating right now.
Oh, it works.
I was going to say,
it works. It works.
It's not on.
It's just not getting turned on.
I bet you with Freddie it is.
For them 2 hours here?
Right. It gets turned on. It gets turned on an hour before he get here and turned off like 30 minutes before he leaves.
Dave, is that a Yeti in the basement? Hey, talk to me.
Yeah. Yep. The Freddie podcast has air conditioning.
I know. I see feet on the table.
Yeah.
I like that joke.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Hey, man. We got to keep the bills paid in here somehow.
23 years, y'all own no air conditioning.
That's right. Speaking of that, if y'all want to support what we're doing, because you can see we over here having some real conversations. Like this is not no pretend make believe stuff. Like this is how we talk with each other all the time. Just working through things and you know, giving pushback, debating in these ways. So if you guys want to support that, if you want to support, you know, the community that we're trying to build, the pride of the Young Lions, don't forget to go to patreon.com/youngliontv. Become a member on there. You can sign up for any of the tiers. Also, if you want to support, if you want to just donate to the cause, you can hit us on Cash App, $youngliontv. Shout out to everybody who's been supporting on there.
Yeah.
Saker said he will fix the AC for us, bro.
Oh, thank you.
Appreciate you, brother.
Please come fix
but it ain't broken.
It ain't broken.
It's just you got to hit the on switch.
Yeah, all we got to do is turn that switch on the thermostat.
Dave gonna send y'all a fan.
Right.
Let's put that right there.
Right.
So what's the pride of the Young Lions?
The pride of the Young Lions? That's the pride, or a lion pride is their community. You know, it's their, it's kind of like their pack. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's a hierarchy there, but it's also just like a protective, you know, community of the kingdom of the lions, you know. So,
and I want to say something. Just because it seemed like it got heated and we disagree on certain things, I love these guys.
Yeah.
So there's no turning. There's nothing like that.
Right,
it's good to have debate and go over these things.
Yeah.
Sometimes you may learn something, even myself. You know what I mean? So I think I want people to understand that just because the climate out there says we got to be at war. That's not what's happening here.
Nope.
I want you to understand that. That's not what's happening at all.
Listen, sometimes the Lions got to, they got to roll around a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the Lions got to,
No, listen, I want to emphasize on that because it's one of the things on marriage, right? Learning that sometimes my wife and I disagree.
Yeah.
But you know what I learned? As mad as I am, I better not go sleep on the couch. I go in that bed.
Yeah.
Because if I do that, I set a tone for the next day.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So as mad as I am, I go in that bed.
Right.
Because if I do, I set a tone.
Right.
The tone is, I'm so upset that I'm willing to do this to hurt you.
Right.
So instead of letting that rest, we come back to it. We say, oh, listen, we ain't getting nowhere with this. Let's come back to it tomorrow. But for now, peace.
Right.
But if I go and sleep on the couch,
Yeah.
I just told her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's war.
So then think about it. How many times have you seen in shows and movies where
I want to do that, but I don't do it.
But so then where does the concept come from where the woman tells the husband, you're sleeping on the couch tonight?
Yeah. I don't. I mean,
where does that?
You guys were born here, so
I don't live that life.
That's a part of drama,
right.
But it's like so, like because what you're saying, I wholeheartedly believe in that. Like, no, we don't go to bed angry. No, we don't. We don't do that. There is no like I'm gonna sleep over. No, that doesn't exist.
And understanding what it would lead to, though.
Right.
You know
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I guess like if a woman tells you, well, you're sleeping on the couch tonight. And, oh, okay, get my pillow. You know what I mean? It's like, like, what are you surrendering to that idea?
Sure.
Or she's just saying like, that's my punishment for you.
Right. I think if you're a man and you say, listen, we're not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
We'll talk about this tomorrow.
Yeah.
But let's go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
I think you set a tone that, as upset or disagreeable as we are, I still love you. Let's rest. If she either sends you to the couch or you go to the couch on your own, the next day it'll be even because all night you spend stewing.
Right.
So you going over karate moves because the next day,
right? You like, then I'm gonna hit her with this one. Hit her with that one. Yeah, and she's doing the same thing.
Listen, y'all up there with notes.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about when you're having a dialogue or whatever it is. If your intent is to topple somebody, you're going to lose.
Yeah,
you know
and that's the problem. A lot of people.
Well, today's culture is like that. You know what I mean?
You're going to lose the real battle.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying. Like you look at news. Ron Burgundy in the Anchorman 2 pointed out this was once they saw that this kind of back and forth is, and it did work. And I think subsequently it landed in Americana culture, marriage, and friendship. And if you don't agree with if you don't like Donald Trump or you don't like Biden, we are at war. I've known you for years, but your family member, I've seen people turn their back
cut you off. But that's what we need to. That's what we're combating with this, and that's why it's good to show the conversation that we had today because, like, there's none of that here. Like, and people need to be able to see that you can have discussion, you can disagree on things, but that doesn't mean that you have to hate each other.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't mean
even dislike each other.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
that's why I wanted to address that because I think sometimes people look for like, oh, this is getting good.
Yeah.
You know, because they want to see chaos. You know what I'm saying? I think it's part of like the whole Wendy Williams effect. Mm-hmm. My life is hell, but I'm going to tell you everything that's going on about it. But don't talk about this one.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like that's part of the problem. You know, it's okay to have dialogue, be respectful. Nobody cussed each other out.
Right.
And that's it. No, there's no fights. There's no brawl. It's like we're trying to show a healthy form of discussion. Mm-hmm. You know.
Yeah. And again. That because we're trying to cultivate that culture. What?
No, I was just thinking about lions. You know, lions rolling around.
Yeah. Y'all, we've all seen the visual. You know, sometimes you got to roll around a little bit. That don't mean.
Listen, Jamie and I had a battle about Bruno Mars.
Yeah,
he sucks. All right? Jamie said, "You don't know. You played bass for 2 weeks, my dad. All right, and you disappeared."
We did have a little battle about Bruno. I wasn't talking about Bruno Mars. I was talking about Bruno Mars.
I get what you're saying. I know. I totally understand. Listen, I respect you
Let's
guys
not go
enough.
there.
Yeah.
I like it, but I'm just saying I respect you enough to know where you're coming from.
Right.
That it's not. It's you're look. It's like me as a carpenter, right?
Right.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm looking at it from a more like technical aspect.
Right.
Like you would look. I could have put some table together, and be like, yo, I killed that. You be like,
Right.
nah, Lee, that's wrong. That wrong.
Right.
Like, man,
No, and I totally get it. I totally get it. I understand. I understood it. It's just that for me, it's like I'm such a fan of the past,
right?
That I'm like anything
that gives you that vibe,
right? Because
right.
I first of all, I discovered what you guys know. You grew up with it.
Yeah,
I discovered it in 1995.
Right.
So I discovered light in 1995. Y'all had Y'all like, no, we have light. We can dim this thing.
Right.
So that's what I'm talking about. It's like your level of understanding to it is way different than mine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when I say I like it, I'm like, yo, I love this because it reminds me of this.
Mm-hmm. And my whole point was like, that was his point. Like that's why he did it.
I got you.
Right. That's why he did that.
No, I get it.
That's why he continues to do it.
I get it because it is what it is. But what I was also trying to say was his talent is undeniable.
And we agree. We agree on that.
Yeah.
And
That boy can sing.
I just wish he would use the talent to push music somewhere else.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Push
Well,
music.
isn't that what happens in like, we were talking about like before we were on the podcast about like the whole point of people being put out there, famous, right?
Yeah.
Genesis 6, these men of renown.
Men of renown, yeah.
Right? That came from the sons of God.
Right.
Men of renown, these famous, notorious, giant beings, right?
Renown means everyone knows you.
Right. Yeah. But they're a false structure. They're a false character.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, you're doing something that looks good and you got it all down, but in reality, it's all vanity.
Yeah.
And I think that's the point. Like, it's all vanity because it's not really upholding the right structure. And the only way that that's going to change is you need sons of God. You need real sons of God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we don't got much of that going on.
Well,
so
we're trying to learn.
So I'd say Jamie scolded me.
Nah, it's cool that he holds on, and he pays tribute. He straight up jacks some stuff.
No, I know. Listen, I can agree with that.
But he does bring musicality back to the forefront, which is a good thing.
Good. Yeah.
It doesn't mean that what he does can't be redeemed.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It doesn't mean like, and I don't mean that in a religious way. I mean like, it doesn't mean that all of that can't be, can't have true purpose, what he does.
Right.
Anybody who does whatever, it can be turned to true purpose.
But I know we're running out of time.
No, it's all good.
But I was going to say this. But don't you, especially with music, right? Don't you guys feel that everything to be done was done? Like, it's like, how good?
No, man.
I mean,
there's always more.
But everybody's gonna say that reminds me of this, or that reminds me of this.
Yeah. Right. People are always gonna say that, but I'm saying like, don't you think like when George Benson decided, not George Benson, when Chuck Berry decided to poke holes in the speaker so it would sound fuzzy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like no one ever knew a guitar could sound like that.
Okay, that's what you're saying.
Which created a whole new genre of music. You know what I'm saying? Like, when Jimi Hendrix was like, yo, I'm going to drive the hell out of this guitar. Like, I'm going to take what Chuck Berry did and go whole nother level. That created a whole new genre of music.
But you guys are musicians.
But so is he.
Yeah. So you're saying he's being lazy. Is what you're saying.
I'm saying, no. I'm not. Kind of. Kind of. I'm just saying like I'm just saying like he's made a career off of just taking sounds that other people
back then memory lane
made big and he uses the nostalgia to make other records off of it. Okay. Which is like they're still amazingly produced and really well done songs. Like don't get me wrong, like they're put together perfectly. Like as far as production, mixing, vocals, everything, harmonies.
By the way, can we retitle this Laurel Hate and Bruno Mars?
Hate hating Bruno Mars in Mount Laurel.
I like Bruno Mars.
His
songs are fun.
Look,
that's what it is.
When Bruno Mars first came out, Jake was over here playing 1, 2, 3 every day. Remember that song?
Yeah.
And like I got his first couple albums, you know. Even the 24
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Count on me like 1, 2,
I forgot.
3.
I'm not a true fan.
Thunder.
I heard a sound.
Yeah, that was Thunder. Yeah, that was Thunder. Yeah, it's thundering out here.
Yeah.
Let me read Saker's comment real quick. He said, "Concept of life is misunderstood. Concept of life is misunderstood. Dividing in our culture has been created a long time ago. We have to create unity among us." That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, like with the Bruno Mars thing, it's just like, because we're musicians, because we've been doing it so long, like we see what he's doing, and it's like he does it well, but
it's tricks.
It is. It's like it's tricks in a way. It's like if
tricks are for kids.
If you're you're a carpenter and a contractor, right? So if you walk into a house and you know that it's flippers, right?
Wait. First of all, I gotta say this, because every time like James comes to my house, and I'm like, when I started getting my house together, and he's like just breaking everything apart. Like he's just that's this, that's that, and I'm like,
right.
Like I'm not saying that, but I'm like, okay,
right,
like. Because I don't know,
but
he knows. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like
listen, I totally understand what you're saying now.
Yeah. So when I hear "Leave the Door Open" and I'm like, oh, that's Earth, Wind and Fire. That's from DeBarge. Oh, that he took that lick from the. You know what I mean? So it's like when you walk into a house and you're like, oh, that's prefab. That's from China over there. Yeah, these are cheap ass counters that like a person that doesn't know is gonna walk in here like, wow, this house is brand new. It's amazing. Look at it. You know what I mean? Like this.
Fine, you're right. No, I get what you're saying. I agree. I mean, it would fit right into that era if nobody told you. Yeah. People wouldn't even think it's from, So
but I do appreciate that he reaches back to that.
Yes.
But
maybe that's what I was trying to say.
Right.
Maybe that's what I'm trying to say.
But I know that's what you're saying. You're saying like that's an era of music that I know you love.
Yeah.
So like when he is making a record that sounds like that, of course you're gonna I like it too. Right. Joe, when I heard "Leave the Door Open," I was like, this is dope. You know what I mean? But I just wish, because
you're looking for something more.
I'm looking for something new. Like I'm looking for somebody to innovate something. You know what I mean?
No, I got you.
That's all it is.
I mean, also like, what are you talking about? But that's a whole
nother story.
That's about another hour and a half.
But it's important.
No, it is. But I'm just saying, like, even before we get there.
Yeah. No, this is a discussion we had like months ago.
Yeah.
We were just talking, but I think I didn't consider what your eyes are seeing, what you're, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, yo, this is hot.
Right.
So my excitement is, I'm assuming gonna be your excitement, but I don't look at, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not looking at the way you look at it.
Right.
From the standpoint of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, not in a hate way. I'm just saying it's like,
okay. Yeah. I see what he did there.
I think, I see what he did there.
I see what he did there.
Yeah.
It's like,
but I think it would help more people out if he's like, you know, whatever the lingo is. Mm-hmm. I got that from this, Jack. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
You hear that little lick right there? Right. That was
right. That's like what Pharrell and Robin Thicke did with the Marvin Gaye song. You know,
I think it's obvious. I don't know if he's tongue in cheek in it a little bit because he dresses.
He does. That's what I'm saying.
It's a shtick, yo. He does.
So that's what makes it even worse for me. It's because it's like Mumford and Sons. Did they have to wear the outfits too? You know what I'm saying? It's it's one thing if you're a fan of the music and you're just like up there like ding 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 with a banjo.
You gotta look the part,
but you gotta really have a straw. You gotta have straw in your mouth and like.
I definitely agree with that. Like he clearly is.
Yeah.
Do they do the straw in the mouth?
No, but I'm taking it. Remember there was that one band we played with on tour. They went that far.
No names.
Like, but that's all it is. You know,
guys. I gotta go.
So. All right, man. Let's wrap it up.
3 hours.
John gotta pee.
My phone's dead.
I asked you. I was like, oh, my bad.
All right, guys. Let's wrap it up. That was a good one, though, man. Yeah. That was a good one. All right. Appreciate you guys watching. Thank you guys for sticking with us. Again, patreon.com/youngliontv, Cash App $youngliontv, Jatan.com for music and merch. Subscribe on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. All right, we'll see you guys next week. Young Lion go live, yeah. Young Lion.